I can't do it. I'm a terrible liar. Hey, Drake, what time is it?
I won't get a joke for anyone.
God, why is Drake so late?
Why
Are you lying saying you're a terrible liar?
Yeah, Drake, why were you so late?
I wasn't late. I was late, but my clock decided to fuck me by correcting itself, apparently.
Yeah, for long-time listeners, we have wonderful news. Drake's clock is correct. It's right. It's exactly 7:07 on his clock right now. We fixed it. The curse is broken.
Yeah.
Thanks, Trump.
He's not president for a week. He has nothing to do with this.
No, it's Trudeau. It's Trudeau. We can blame Trudeau.
Thank you for Prime Minister Trudeau for resigning and fixing my clock.
We also, Biscuit coined the term Drake Light Savings Time, which is really just the best pun that has been spoken today.
It's a shame we never came up with it until, after it's not a thing.
After it was gone.
Well,
yeah.
Let's not speak too quickly.
I was going to say, I'm not holding out on this one.
Yeah. I was sitting here looking at my clock and I was like, oh, cool, I got like 17 minutes left. And then I started getting pinged and I was like, why are you guys pinging me 10 minutes early? That's crazy. No one's ever early.
We're just so excited to see you.
Aww.
That's all.
That's all.
And you were last here. But...
I just want to play.
I was last year.
D&D
I was
so
busy.
fucking
I was
bad.
doing shit.
Speaking of wanting to play D&D, you guys haven't played in like a month. Right? Is that true?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Oh my god. Wonderful. Let's jump right to it then. We have a lot to do. Hello, welcome to Wildfolk. 52? 42? 52? I think it's 52.
Whoa.
When we left off, your group was in Waxasass, in the capital city Liberty, where you were kind of doing a little snooping around the municipal jail, where Rita was being kept. You were trying to find out where she had been taken, why she was there, whether she could be sprung free. The official story is that she was arrested for some intellectual property law violations with Tesseract, but that smelled stinky, and you had done some magical communication that suggested there's more going on. You investigated the prison and learned that she had recently been transferred, and that during the transfer she apparently attacked some guards. There was a whole stink about it. But when you did a little bit more snooping around, you found that there is a portal behind the sheriff's desk that leads to a secret warehouse of some sort, where the sheriff tried to murder you, no big deal, and where you also found the bodies of the attacked guards, even though those guards were still working back in the prison, suggesting that they are probably automatons. Somebody was able to kind of get a clue on that with license, too, I think. Somebody had that. Who had that?
Somebody smelled oil and shit, too.
Yeah. Found a few clues.
They smell like Jane.
They smell like Jane. After the confrontation with the sheriff, you reached the back of the warehouse where you saw that there was a big glowing portal. Also, important note, that warehouse had a secret door leading directly into the Tesseract headquarters. You're essentially on their campus right now when you found this portal. Through that portal, you found yourselves here. In the middle of a burning jungle with a lava flow kind of cutting through what appears to have maybe been a mining camp. There were a couple of stone buildings that had been destroyed by the lava flow. But jutting out from the ruins of one of these buildings is this big, metal vault-style door with a pipe leading down into the earth. And chewing on that enormous, elevator-sized pipe was a big old magma tortoise thingy, which Sketch was able to speak to in Ignan. And it relayed that it is trying to get in there because apparently it's got a little baby or whelp or something in there that it's trying to get back. And it asks you if you would like to help. That's pretty much where we left off and where we'll pick up. What do you guys do?
Remind me, because it's been 9 calendar weeks.
Right.
There's no return portal, right?
There's not an active return portal, but there is a circle on the ground in the ruins of the building over to the left, which theoretically you could reactivate just like you've been activating all of the other windows.
Okay.
It's also worth mentioning that this is more recently used and also is linked to a active working portal. It's probably going to be a little bit easier than setting up the windows has been, but it will still require some work. And also, there's a lava flow nearby.
Right. How did we get across the lava flow? Now I don't remember.
Somebody jumped initially, but I believe that Sketch talked to the elemental, kind of cleared things up, established that you were on its team, And it,
They
like,
made
parted the flow.
water.
It Moses to the lava for you.
Oh, that does sound familiar. Okay, I suppose like WoW sketches, talking to this turtle, if I feel like it's going to be something that will only take a few minutes versus a few hours, I'll try to get that portal reactivated.
Perfect. Go and give me an Arcana check.
We leveled up to level 25, right?
Yeah, you guys are actually 26 now, I think.
Oh,
I'm way behind.
Way behind. Tweaking my mic, apparently. I'm peaking. I'm about to get a little quieter. Here we go. Hello. Hello. This is my new volume.
You're
Much
not
better.
popping. That's good.
That's wonderful news.
Ooh, wait. You might have popped again.
Yeah, it popped again.
Damn, let me turn myself down a little lower. Watching for peaks. Watching for peaks. Okay, I think this is about right. How's this look?
Hell
That's
yeah.
fine.
Cool. Wonderful.
Hey, Feck.
Yes.
Hey, spend like $15 extra on your next mic, okay? Stop being so cheap.
So this is actually, I really like this mic. It's a decent mic. The issue is that it has a
Yeah.
big, easily bumped volume knob that I constantly bump. So, like, what I need to just do is duct tape the end of it. Anyway, on an 18 Arcana, you get
You're
the
popping
sense...
again.
Damn it. You get the sense that you will be able... Here, let me just replug and unplug.
Not in that order.
Hi, chat. I actually did it in that order. I plugged it in a second time and then unplugged the first one.
Seems fine. Maybe.
Wonderful. Perfect. We'll see how it goes. 18 Arcana. You get the sense that you're probably going to need to spend like a good 15-20 minutes, but you're confident that with 15 or 20 minutes worth of work, you will be able to reactivate it, and it'll stay active for about an hour after you do that.
Okay, I think I'll just do enough like legwork to suss out how big of a project this is, and then rejoin with my group here, and I'll save it for later.
Perfect. Sounds good. Meanwhile, back at the pipe, you guys did a little bit of identification. You found that there is magic protecting this. Specifically, there's like a protection from elemental spell on this. With that said, the front of it just appears to be like a big kind of vault-style door.
Did I dispel that?
I believe you dispelled the arcane lock, but I don't know if you did the
yeah,
arcane protection from elementals.
Nope, you're totally right. I forgot there were 2 spells on it.
Yeah.
Well, that's fine. We're not elementals. Shouldn't protect from us.
That's just if our friend here was going to join us.
I don't know if he's going to fit in. It's kind of a small hole.
Oh yeah, no way. Not a chance.
That's a big pipe.
Yeah, but oh, look how big he is. He's like 5 times as well, not 5 times, 3 times as wide.
Yeah, but he's also made out of lava. You know, he's kind of liquid.
And he's going to make the pipe hot, and then we'll burn to death because the pipe is hot. He's not going to fit.
Maybe.
What do you do?
I'm going to go in the pipe, but I don't know if it's open.
Sick. You essentially have to spend like a minute or two turning this big, heavy vault door. What is it called? Just a wheel? I guess it's probably just called a wheel. But eventually, it does creak open. There's a heavy clack. And with all of your might, you guys are able to kind of like push this door open. And you see that it has essentially a tunnel, like a subway tube, going deep down into the earth. And there are simple stone stairs heading down. It is at least like a good 30 or 40 feet that you can see, and then it hits darkness. Straight down, just a narrow stairway, and I'm going to pull you over to that map.
I'll keep up detect magic as we walk.
Perfect.
Wow, coming through the door changed my clothes.
Oh yeah, true did. Back to those default tokens.
So you still didn't make the flaming turtle shells we talked about after the session last time?
Did we talk about flaming turtle shells?
Nah.
I was going to say, I don't remember that.
I remember this one, yeah. If you had said it confidently 2 or 3 more times, I would have believed it.
I knew you would, that's why I decided not to.
I'll believe anything. If it predicates upon my having a bit memory. because that is a truth I know to be true.
What's light like in here?
Pretty dark. There is the glow of the fire behind you, but as you head deeper in, there doesn't seem to be any sort of light. It looks like Fetch is able to throw on a torch. Once the torch is up, you can see that there are arcana mechanical lights leading down this stairwell that are simply not on. So there are bulbs, they're just dim. Or, well, dark, off. At the bottom of the stairs here, you find that there's a pretty hefty metal door, but it's just a regular-ass door. It's not like a vault door. It can be opened, presumably.
No magic on it?
No magic on it.
I'm going to ever so gently creak it open and peek through.
All right, give me a stealth check. Right, you slowly creak it open. It slides open with just like a little bit of a metallic whine. It kind of echoes off of these bald stone walls all around you. The place certainly is not very beautifully decorated. It's very brutalist, very simple. Essentially, an underground bunker carved into the stone of the earth. Looking around you, one of the first things that you see is that in the back corner there is a body tucked against the wall. And you can see against the back wall there are 3 more doors. They are wooden, simple, but nice. As you step in, you can see that there are a few desks with work material scattered around. There's a big bookshelf between them, a couple of chairs for lounging. In the bottom corner, you see an area where some sort of cave-in has happened. And you can kind of feel a little bit of a radiant heat blowing off of those rocks. And finally, on the wall to the north there, in Imric, is some writing. Do any of you speak Imric?
I speak it.
Wonderful. Imric for Machina 1.
I assume that means essentially a machine?
The direct
Does that have a
translation...
connotation?
Yeah, the direct translation is Machina, which obviously sounds similar to machine, but is not the word for machine. You assume it's probably a proper noun of some sort.
Understood. Can I...
Deus Ex Machina.
Uh-huh.
Sure.
Can I do a quick thumbing through of just like the spines of these books and the books that are sitting out, the papers that are sitting out, see if I can suss out roughly what this space was used for?
Absolutely. You have academia, right?
I do.
Give me academia. On a quick cursory glance, it might actually, how do I explain? It's weird. It's things that you would expect to see at like an elementary school for magic. It is literally just the basics of magic. It covers all sorts of topics. There's a little bit of a lean towards natural and arcane magic, but it really is just like an entry-level library of magical studies and resources.
Interesting. I assume that takes me a few minutes if somebody else wants to jump in.
It is worth mentioning on a 20 as well. Most of them are written in common or a local language, and then they have Imric that has been typewritten to the side. So in other words, they've been translated to Imric.
Interesting. Do I know... so operating on the assumption that we're in Zulakara, do I know of like Imric presence in Zulakara? Is that a surprise to me?
Give me society.
That's who we were enslaved by. Cough.
Is it? I thought it was
Kind of.
the
Kind
Azantics.
25, you're up to date on this. You know that the Azantics have a strong presence in Zulakar where they're doing coastal raiding. Let me pull up the map here. The Imrics are mostly based to the west here in Patakat. But you do know that the Imrics and Azantics are working very closely together. They are allied in the war.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's what I was sold to. Excuse me.
So the Azantics are over here. Imrics are over here.
Okay, got it. Cool. Thank you.
Yep. Where did I put this map? Why did I not queue this map up to stay on there? There we go.
Can I do a smell check?
Absolutely. Give me perception. You have keen smell, is that true?
It's a scent imprecise.
Imprecise. Wonderful. That's as good as a dog smell. The overwhelming thing that happens is as you get closer to these rocks, there's kind of just hot air filtering through them. You don't get any sort of strong, like, poisonous vibes or, like, ashy vibes or sulfuric vibes like you would normally get if it was coming directly off of lava. It kind of just feels like there is just a lot of hot air that is being filtered through all of this rock. Let me see if there's anything else on an 18.
Can I smell any people?
Absolutely. Okay, so yeah, I was kind of looking in that corner, but looking behind you, for sure. You smell flesh. On the dead body of an Emmerich soldier right to the southwest in the pile of rubble, you smell flesh there. To the northeast, you smell blood off of this chemist. Let's see. I think that might be...
Any, like, perfume or anything that would be indicate that other people have been, like, coming through here recently or messing around with anything?
Yeah, there's like a little bit of lingering cologne, a little bit of lingering perfume. People probably worked here pretty recently in the past, 5 or 6 days maybe.
Okay.
Let's see. There is kind of a high note acrid smell coming from down the hall to the east. It's faint, but it's such a smart, or like a sharp smell that you pick it up with your sensitive nose. You get lots of oil, lots of machinery, lots of hot brass. I believe that covers most of what you get in an 18 from there.
Cool.
How fresh these bodies?
Give me medicine or survival.
I can also smell. Maybe I smell them, or they smell rotten.
Certainly. That could help. You do get a little bit of decay just from the smell of it. It's clear that they are not, like, recently dead, in the past few hours. They've been dead for at least a few days. There's a little bit of bloating, a little bit of accelerated rotting just because of how hot it is in here. It's probably pushing a good, like, 80, 84. They don't have super obvious, signs of combat injury. The one to the southwest here looks like he was probably caught under the rubble, had a broken leg, and then couldn't really go anywhere easily, and passed out shortly afterwards. One to the northeast has kind of blue in the face. It looks like he probably asphyxiated.
Weird.
Are any of the doors labeled?
In Emmerich, yeah, and Jane can presumably translate for you.
I can too.
Oh, perfect. Wonderful. The bottom one is labeled maintenance. The middle one... Make sure I get this right. The middle one is labeled the office of Dr. Marlon Vinsky.
What?
And the top one is labeled... just offices.
Marlon Vinsky.
What about this one?
That one is labeled Elemental Subjugation. And Sketch, since you mentioned it. I'm going to pull over to you for a second. As you step into here, you have been in a facility extremely similar, if not identical to this one. It's hard to say if this is the one that you were in, but at the very least you have been in one that looks and feels the same. It's been a year and a half or so since all of that, so things may have been changed. But coming up to this door in particular, you have memories of being taken to a door much like this that was also labeled in Emmerich, Elemental Subjugation. And this is where they essentially would test your aptitude. And I'll let you kind of reveal as much or as little about that as you want, but you recognize this place, or at least a place very similar to it.
Well, I've been in a place like this before.
And
In a
kind of
hot
place
pipe
is this?
underground, but what?
Yeah. There's a door down this hallway. It says elemental subjugation on the label. They would take me in there and try to get me to control elementals.
Why?
To control elementals, probably. I didn't really know Emmerich at the time, so I didn't fully understand what they were saying most of the time. It's a more recent thing.
Now, what does subjugation mean? Exactly.
Forced servitude.
Oh,
To make submissive, do your bidding, that sort of thing.
makes sense. This one's crushed by the earth. That one was suffocated by the air they breathe. These are things that happen when you mess with nature.
Is this hallway fully collapsed in?
Looking through, it is very heavily collapsed in. A nimble person could potentially squeeze through to the other side if you wanted. There's enough room. Tex almost certainly could just waltz right through there. He's a fucking cat. But if you were bigger, it would be hard to kind of squeeze through.
Can I see through the little gap here?
Give me a perception check. Yeah, you're able to kind of stick your head through and your shoulders in a way that's cautious and careful, and I'll essentially pull you over to the other side real quick so you can get a peek. If you want to actually try to squeeze all the way through, that'll be acrobatic. But essentially, you see... I don't know. Are you able to... Do you have vision right now?
I have dark vision.
Weird. I don't know why it's not showing on stream. Anyway, you see what you see over here. The hallway continues for a little bit, and then it banks to the left, and there's a door at the end.
Can I read the door label from here?
Yeah, on a 26 you can see it's the washroom.
Oh, okay. That's not very useful. Washroom's back there, so if you gotta go, good luck. Oh, you're just opening that door. Okay.
Yep.
I love this game so much. When you open this door, weird. Why? Okay, let me pull over a camera for stream. What you see inside is a large chamber, a large testing chamber about the size of a warehouse. And inside of this chamber, you can see that there is destruction. Things have gotten loose. Against the back wall, there were a bunch of glass tube containers, some of which are still in good shape, but many of which have been busted. And you can see immediately as you open the door that this room is filled with elementals. Some of them are gathered by the eastern door. There's a bunch of smoky gas billowing around, a bunch of fires that are seemingly just pressed against this wall, like they're trying to burn through it and not having much luck. There's a pile of boulders over there that's kind of just rumbling around in space but not doing a ton. And then in the opposite corner, way up to the northwest, there's also one lone little ice elemental that is just kind of huddled as far away from all that as it can get. You see that there is another dead Emmerich soldier slumped over a desk there. There are papers scattered around there. And in the middle there is kind of a observation chamber where the glass has been busted so that people can just get in and out of there easily. And when you open the door, all of the elementals in here turn to you and begin to rush you. And I think we're going to just roll straight into initiative.
Okay.
My God.
But first, I need to say, I think you mean bursted.
Bursted?
Got him.
You might be
I
right.
don't think it's bursted. It should
Bursted
just be
might be.
burst.
Bursted might be true. I don't know.
It 1,000,000% is. Busted is not a word.
Busted is also a word. It's just not the word I was looking for.
It's a new word, but it's not a class. It's not a word.
Nobody cares. I hate that. I hate it. It's
True.
a word.
It's a
Everyone
word.
knows what it means. It's a word. A thing that people say that people know what it means is a word.
Initiative. Roll it.
I'm good.
I haven't leveled up yet, so I can't. I'm an idiot.
Oh my god, guys, I
God.
remember to PWL before I rolled initiative.
Wait, were we supposed to level up?
You guys should be
Yes.
level 8.
Oh, okay, I did that. Never mind.
Yeah, I did not. I done fucked up. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and destabilize. Oh my god. Life is so hard.
I believe in you.
There we go, here we go, here we go, here we go.
Alright, we have Fetch, Tex, Sketch, and Jane. We're good. Let's do it. This is appropriate, actually. As the door opens, you feel a rush of wind as all of the high-pressure air that is kind of built up in here is suddenly released. And flowing with all of that air directly towards you is one of these smoky elementals. Are these guys fast? Oh, they're real fast. That's great news. This elemental flows all the way up into your space with one action. And then it is going to use its second and third actions to essentially shove a big chunk of itself down into your lungs. I need you to give me a fortitude save, please.
I might soon remember how to do that. Okay, here we go. No!
You see this billowing white smoke begin to rush towards you. You smell acrid, noxious fumes begin to fill your lungs. Your eyes begin to water. You are immobilized as this thing essentially holds you in place from the inside. That is all of its actions. That brings us to the rocks.
It's like chlorine.
It is. It's almost
How do you
like...
know what that is?
'Cause-
We literally hung out in a swimming pool. In
Yeah, and I'm
character.
sure it had chlorine in it.
I was going to say, I don't know when we used chlorine for swimming pools. Out of character, you definitely know this is HCl. Perfect. Oh, look at this. He doesn't give a shit about rock.
What does HCl stand for?
Hydrochloride. Hydrogen chloride.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
I got there.
you're close.
Sketch from behind you. You hear a rumbling and you watch as a big pile of rocks simply phases Terminator style through the stone wall 10 feet to your east. That's one action. Second action, it's going to finish getting the rest of the way up to you.
Neat.
Third action, it's going to try to slam you.
Less neat.
Miss. That brings us to Fetch. Fetch, you are immobilized. This thing is in you.
So as usual, I'm gonna spend my first turn being an absolute doofus, because I mean, obviously these elementals have been mistreated and captured against their will. Obviously, if I were in that situation, I'd be killing every living thing that looked like my captors. I look like their captors, right?
Certainly.
Because I'm bipedal humanoid. So I'm just gonna point down the hallway toward the pipe and try to will everybody to go that way. Leave. The exit's this way. You're free. I'm gonna shout it out in Druidic. That's the best I can do. Wait, I learned a couple of languages since last time. Hang on, what did I learn?
You picked up 2 elemental languages, I think.
Aran and Terran.
Orin is the language of air elementals.
So I shouted freedom this way, go in Aran. Then I shouted again in Terran.
So, I like this a lot. There is one impediment.
I know.
Your lungs are currently occupied.
Oh, that's true.
I like this plan, but I don't know. I think you explicitly cannot speak currently. If you want to, you can literally spend an action trying to, like, cough up this thing out of your lungs.
There's like, I've become aware of a nimbus of cloud-like nature magical aura around me at all times. I'm gonna try to focus that and point it down the hallway.
I like it.
Maybe
I like
they'll follow.
So rather than verbal command, you're kind of just trying to, like, will it using natural magic and your spirit sense thing.
Yeah, I don't even know if it's doable, but we'll try.
I dig it. I like it. Give me a nature check.
Essentially, I'm doing whatever I can to not attack this turn.
For
Next
sure.
turn, I'll attack.
I like it.
I can feel Drake rolling his eye. No.
25 is quite good. On a 25, I'm at least going to say that it will break the immobilize on you, and is like, it's giving you the time of day. You have 2 actions left. It has broken its immobilize on you.
Can I breathe?
Yes, you can breathe, you can speak.
We're gonna kill every living humanoid in here. I'm speaking in Aran specifically because this looks like an air elemental.
Right.
Elementals need to leave. This is not healthy or safe for you. It's not your natural place. Go this way. That's how you get out.
Give me a diplomacy check.
Oh no, a thing I'm not good at.
On a 15, you see that it diverts its attention away from you and to the west where you point it. I think that's all you get on the 15. You can see that it seems uninterested in you.
Yeah. In Aran, I'm screaming food and freedom while I'm pointing at Jane.
Absolutely.
Go with her.
That sure is
She's
exactly
not
what's
a
happening.
humanoid. She's more metal than you are, because you're not metal, you're air.
I hold my last action.
All right, understood. That is perfect. Tex, what you got?
I don't know any of this is happening.
Sure, you certainly hear a commotion, but, you're also over there, so.
What's in here?
When you open the door, I gotta figure out why the camera's not working. What? Why is the camera still not working? Anyway, I'm gonna lighten this up a little bit so you can see.
Probably because you touch yourself.
It might be because I touch myself. There we go. You find yourself in a machine room. You can see that there are a couple of big old pipes that seem to be venting hot air. You can hear just the clack of machinery. There's some sort of a boiler, although it seems to just barely be operational. The thing that really stands out is that there is a crate kind of tucked against the back with an open top, and there are like these big, essentially like you out of character would recognize them as giant like pie-sized batteries. These big like glowing discs of metal that are getting off just a little bit of like a greenish glow of energy.
Cool.
When you open this door, you find a nice office. It has a big desk at the end. You can see it appears to have been like left abruptly. There are still like a coat that was left hanging up. There are papers scattered all over. It looks like this was probably evacuated pretty quickly. Nothing else immediately stands out other than just a messy office with a bunch of papers scattered about.
I think that's probably it.
Perfect. I dig it. That brings us to the shard elemental, who I think is going to delay, actually. Brings us to this other elemental. Another big thing of gas comes pouring out. I think it sees that it already has fetch occupied, and it rushes over to Sketch. Sketch, I need a fort save, as it tries to shove itself into your lung. 18
Doesn't have to do
is
that.
good. As this thing starts to close in, you just saw what happened to Fetch, and you kind of prep yourself. You cover your mouth, tighten your nostrils as much as you can, close your mouth, and it is not able to press its way inside. That is all 3 of its actions. That brings us to... I'm going to delay more. This wildfire. Oh, it's so fast. Oh my god. Why is fire fast? There is just a streak of flame as these come pouring out of the door.
Do they light the chlorine on fire?
It seems to not be reactive. Biscuit might yell at me for that one. Let me double... I don't know, you tell me. Is it explosive? Tell me, Biscuit, you're the chemist.
Hydrogen chloride?
Yeah.
No.
I
It's
didn't
reactive,
think so.
but not
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
What's it
Okay.
reacting with?
Perfect. I assumed that they were found nearby in many occasions. Anyway, the important thing here is that it comes around here, and it tries to wrap a fiery tendril around Fetch. Missing.
If you wanted to make an explosion with hydrogen chloride, ironically, you would use water
That's fun.
rather than fire.
That's very
Despite
fun.
it being, pool cleaner.
Alright, Sketch. As all of these angry elementals come pouring out of the door, it is finally back to your turn.
Oh, great. Did they seem responsive to him trying to talk them out of it?
Give me an insight check. Give me perception. The vibe you get is that they are very upset, and he was able to kind of able to shirk the attention of that one air elemental, who just seems to go after Jane because Jane looks more like the oppressors than he does. You imagine you could probably do the same, but with a 21 insight, the vibe you get is that these are pretty primitive elementals. They have basic needs and wants, and they are very upset at everything. They are angry hornets whose nest has been shaken and then just opened up.
Okay. I'm going to use a couple actions to cast Gale Blast to push these HLC elementals further down that way.
Oh, I love that.
And it also hit Fetch, but it's his fault. So,
True.
and I guess also the Living Wildfire because it's also in that same spot. It's
it
just going to
sure
hit everything. Let's see. I don't know why I rolled a fort save for myself, but I'm glad I don't have to take that. So.
I have lost this HCL elemental forever. There we go. That is 3 successes for half damage.
Okay, I guess they take. Two damage.
They take 2 damage. I'm also... There's no reason these air elementals wouldn't have a weakness to this. Let me double check. Okay, I'm going to apply a -2. Does that change any of these? That becomes 17, still a success. 19, still a success. Okay, just kidding. Even with a -2, they still succeed. 2 each, though.
Well, that sucks. Okay. And I'll turn around and hit this earth elemental, I guess. They're primitive and pissed off. I don't think we're gonna get through to them, maybe.
Hell yeah.
I should have targeted it, but that was on the living land side.
22 is good.
Cool.
9 points of slashing damage as you chop into this thing. One of the boulders splits. It does take that 9 points. And you watch as a reaction to being damaged, it simply disengages 10 feet back into the rock. Kind of like disappears into this wall.
Ideal. That's fine.
Perfect. I think that is 3 actions.
Yep.
Wonderful. That brings us to the next fire. It is going to lash out at Fetch. Oh, that's a critical hit.
But wait,
Now!
how close is he to me? Hold on. Oh, just out of range.
Damn. Hate to see it. Fetch, you take 26 points of fire damage immediately. And I believe when you take that, it'll apply the persistent damage as you are caught ablaze.
Oof.
Doesn't seem very good.
No, that's pretty bad. And then with its third action, it whips some of those flames over towards Sketch. Sketch,
Now.
you need a reflex save.
Oh, easy.
That is a success for half damage on 7, so 3 fire damage. Finally, it is the last fire, and it is going to come over and do pretty much the same strategy. That is just a regular hit on Fetch for 11 points of fire damage. And then one more dex save from Sketch as it whips over onto you. That is a critical success for no damage. Jane's up.
Okay. Sorry, I was like frantically leveling up. Sketch did something that somebody was vulnerable to.
Yeah, Sketch did like a gale blast against the air elementals, and they seem to be pretty vulnerable to it. They rolled super well, but were definitely like super affected by wind stuff.
Right. Was that a spell?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Reading a spell here. So not a basic single action. Okay,
It is 2 actions.
understood. Okay. In that case, I think I'll step just a little. Well, actually, I don't know if I want to make. Well, yeah, I'm gonna step just a little bit closer so that I don't end up out of range again for protecting my friends. Don't want to get too close. Just keeping everybody within 30. Okay, cool. And then this fire guy hasn't been hit yet, right? Okay.
Correct.
I will raise a hand up towards this fire elemental. And my top starts to spin in my hand, spinning counterclockwise. And then she makes like a gesture towards it, kind of thrusts her arm forward, and the top just stops in her hand, stops spinning all of a sudden. And it needs to do me a
Will save. That is a failure. Time ceases to pass
Terrific.
for a round. It's immune to all damage. Can't be targeted. No hands left. Blah, blah, blah. One stasis. Can't be moved. Okay, so it essentially locks in place and becomes... It's Ice Block. It's World of Warcraft Ice Block.
Yeah. Its time stream just stops.
You watch as the fire just freezes, continuing to shed light, but even the smoke billowing off of it just kind of holds in place as the world around it is
stops
stuck in a
the
stasis
fire.
bubble.
And its time is not passing for it till next round.
Wonderful.
And that's my turn.
Excellent.
That's my turn.
Awesome. I think you cut out there for a little while, but we caught up at the same time. We got there. Ice Shard Elemental is... I think it is going to continue to just hold its turn.
There's fire in the way. You don't think you
Yeah.
can go through that very well.
Yeah, it sure doesn't want to be a part of any of that. It is going to continue to just hold its turn. Alright, that brings us back to the very top, the first elemental that acted. This thing kind of pulls back out of your lungs, Fetch, and looks down at you. And it makes up its mind quickly to fuck off, or at least leave you alone. and begins to rush towards the door. As it does, however, it is going to take a swipe at Jane. It has no reason not to. She looks like the oppressed.
Yeah, it makes sense.
What's this? Oh, that's fun. It's not smart enough to know that you don't have lungs, so it's going to use its second and third actions to try to get up in there. And I guess you kind of do have lungs. They're just special lungs. They're fancy lungs.
Yes, I don't have anything in my stat block that says I don't need to breathe, so.
Yeah.
Although, the reason HCl burns your eyes is because it combines with the water in your eyes and forms hydrochloric acid. But theoretically, a robot wouldn't have any water in their eyeballs.
That is true.
What must I do?
1 fortitude saving throw.
Oh, for save, I see it. There,
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, I do have some robot advantages against diseases, poisons, and radiation.
I feel like
Just,
that
it's
should
kind of-
certainly apply here. This feels close enough.
Appreciate it.
Having your lungs inflated with a poisonous gas feels applicable. Oh boy. That is still not great, though. You feel that even though you're kind of resisting the acidic and poisonous effects of this, there is still just the sheer pressure, the volume of the gas inflating your artificial lungs, that just locks you in place. This thing essentially has you immobilized from the inside. That is all of its actions for this turn, though. The land side is gonna... Yeah, it's gonna reemerge from the wall. And then it is just going to go rushing down this hallway. And as it passes by you, Sketch, I need you to give me... Oh, wait, it makes a trip attempt. It gets to do the check, not you. It does athletics against your reflex DC. What's your reflex DC?
I have a plus 11.
Oh, that's not great. That's pretty good.
I'm a master.
All right, looking for DC 21. It has a pretty good roll. Nope, not enough. So it slides right on past you.
Backflip.
As it just rumbles down this hall. You do a sick backflip. That brings us to Fetch.
All right, well, I don't speak Ignan, and these boys are burning me, so they're about to get boomeranged.
Hell yeah.
Only we're in melee, so that doesn't make sense. I'm just going to hit it with my kukri.
Kukri is like a melee boomerang if you think about it. It's the right shape.
Sure.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, the other thing I could do is throw Alchemist Fire at it. That'd be fun.
That would be very fun. You should do that one.
Oh, okay. How do I do that?
Why would you?
Oh, crud. I rolled the wrong. I
Oh,
accidentally
damn.
did the kukri attack.
Oh, what a shame. That is a hit.
This is a double slice, by the way.
Love that, love that.
I did have it ticked, but it didn't put down that it was ticked anywhere. So it's like, feels like it doesn't matter. But anyway.
Yeah, it's fine.
No!
Still just
Oh, I
a
forgot
hit, yeah.
I'm a god.
You are a legend.
I guess third attack, map 5. Or, sorry, map 4.
Well, hit me with the damage from the first one, because those two get combined, because it's a double strike.
Oh.
For 30 total points of damage. As you just start hacking into the form here, you feel a little bit of resistance, like a gel underneath all of this, the elemental energy that gives it a body. And third action.
Boy, oh boy. The heck do I do with the third action here? Let's go ahead and map 8 it.
I believe. You're a god, right?
Nope,
Nope, not this time.
not
All right.
today.
Perfect. That brings us to...
Oh, hang on. I held my action last
Oh,
round.
yeah,
I
you
have
did.
4.
You have a fourth.
All right, let's go Map 12.
Hell yeah. Well, it only goes up to 8, thankfully.
Oh, nuts!
It does cap.
I hold
nuts,
it.
what?
Already.
No. Sorry. I think there's a misunderstanding. You can absolutely make a 4th attack. It only suffers the same penalty as your 3rd attack.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It caps at the 3rd penalty.
Oh, let's try it then.
Hell yeah.
Map 8.
Oh no.
Nice. Let's go.
Alright, perfect. Ice Elemental continues to hold. There is simply too much fire. Tex, you hear a commotion. And you see Jane, like, getting suffocated by an elemental.
Ugh. To help or to not help? I'll do a stride.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah, he's just a big sweetie.
Tex is
Famously.
just so sweet. He's just the
So
nicest little
soft.
kitty.
What a soft heart.
Uh-huh.
Let me just double check that I can actually do this. I believe I can. I cannot.
Alright, you leap in and begin to carve through the elemental energy that keeps this air all knit together in a body. 23 is a hit. .11 of piercing. Is this thing immune to poison or acid?
I would assume as an acid, it's immune to acid.
Yeah, it sure is. I was going to say, surely this thing is immune to acid.
But just 7 piercing.
Let's see if it does this automatically. I think it should.
He's only acidic when he reacts with water.
Damn, weird. It didn't do it automatically. Anyway. 7 points of slashing damage as you begin to chop into this thing.
Cool. And then I guess I'll just try and do a demoralize on who's causing the most problems down here. Let's try to do the wildfire.
That
The wildfire to the.
That
Oh
one-
wait,
Yeah, it's
Is
kind of
that
like out
the-
of phase.
That's
That's
the
one that
stasis
Jane
one.
is stasis. Yep. You're kind of like
And
make this fancy.
then fuck it, we'll keep going for the this elemental that I just hit.
Excellent. There we go. Purple means stasis.
.27?
27 is, I think, a crit. Yeah. No, not quite a crit. Wait, is that true? They really have that much AC? They do. They have so much AC.
That's
That is
an
a hit.
intimidation check.
Oh, it's intimidation against their will DC. That is a crit on the will DC. So that is 2 frightened.
Believe that sounds correct.
That sounds right. I'll look it up, but I believe that is frightened too.
Regardless, it's I have this now. So get fucked.
Oh shit!
Get fucked and die.
Get fucked and die. It is frightened 2 and fleeing for a round. Amazing.
And that's me.
All right,
three
excellent.
actions.
It won't happen until its turn, but Jane, you feel this thing is pulling free. It does not want to be here anymore. It has been discouraged thoroughly.
Lovely. I like the mental image of Tex just hopping off my shoulder and just hissing at this thing, and it goes flipping.
Hell yeah.
The shadow of the demon over its back.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay, the elemental on Sketch. Yeah, for sure. It's what it does.
It
As
can
I'm
try,
convinced
but I'm
of.
not breathing.
It's gonna. It can't suffocate you if you suffocate yourself.
Yep.
Neo held his breath in real life that whole
I
time,
am.
so he could do that.
Perfect. It is going to use 2 actions to try to shove its way down into your lung. That is. Oh, I think that's a success. What do we got? It is a success. Well, fine. It'll just use its last action to It forms a blade of wind and just begins to try to slash at you. God damn it. God damn it. Wildfire! These guys have been getting work done at least. First one's in stasis. Nothing happens. Sketch's turn.
My turn. I'm gonna lean into Fetch's space so I can see in here. I'm going to chuck my Nulu over here and cast Summon Elemental.
Oh, fuck.
I can. It's at a level 3, so I can get a level 2 Elemental. I'm gonna do a Ledaluska. It's a water elemental. I'll send it to you, the stat block.
Ledaluska. Found it. Interesting. What is this? What is this boy?
I just want it because it's wet.
Let me get you a... I'm sure I have a wet token. Water. Yeah, here we go. We got like a nice little boy. We got a guy. We got a little thingy.
It's weird that you can just summon a whole, like, person elemental that knows Aquan and stuff, but...
Oh, is this like a person?
It's like a person, because it knows Aquan. It's person-shaped anyway.
Interesting. It's at least intelligent enough to speak into this person shape. Anyway,
Yep.
you got a friend there. What happens? Do you immediately get 2 actions? How does this work? I don't think we've done summoning yet, Pathfinder.
I don't think we have either. You summon a creature, fight for you. It does not say.
All right, let's see. Summon elemental. You conjure an elemental fight. You has the elemental trait. It is a summon. Click the summon tag. Summon to trait. Large enough to control it. Cool. Summon to trait means has the minion trait. You can communicate it. Okay, immediately when you finish casting the spell, the summoned creature uses its 2 actions for that turn.
Okay.
From a summoned creature, alter state. Perfect. And then let me read minion real quick. Once per turn, you can spend 1 action to give it 2 actions.
Okay.
Perfect.
I'll use my last action to give it 2 actions.
So you get for this round, you get it for free because you cast
Okay,
the spell.
because I summoned it.
Yep, on subsequent turns, it is 1 action to give it 2 actions.
I would like it to use its melee wave attack, which is water.
Oh, shit. Okay, perfect.
It's a +10, so I guess I just roll a d20 and we add to that.
Actually, let me see if I can give you control of the sheet. Configure. Ownership. Party?
Is it under... No, not companions.
Ledaluska. Configure ownership. All players. I'm just going to give it to everybody. There you go. See if you can double click it and open the sheet up. Yep.
Sure can. And
Hell yeah.
18 on the fire. The Living Wildfire. I need to learn to target things.
Totally fine. 18 is a hit.
Cool. It is also pushed forward 5 feet. I don't know if they can stack on top of each other.
Almost certainly can. 10 bludgeoning damage. This thing is super weak to fire. It ends up taking 15.
Let's see.
25 plus push.
I think it would have to then you follow up with a ranged attack because it's pushed out of the melee range.
Yes. That is still a hit, even at range.
Cool. And this one does cold damage because it's ice shard instead.
Ice does count as water. That is 16 damage.
Cool.
Wonderful. I believe that is 3 actions, plus
Yep.
your 2 for the minion when you summon it. Perfect.
Yep.
All right, that brings us back
Oh,
to
wait.
the wildfires.
It's 2 to summon it. It got its 2 actions. Can I then use my action to give it 2 more actions?
Once per turn.
Once per turn. Okay. So I have one action left to hold it.
You did. If you didn't use that action to move, I couldn't remember if you had to move.
I leaned forward. I don't know.
Leading's
if that
fine.
counts.
If you didn't leave your space, you're fine.
Okay.
Then you
Yeah,
got
I'll
a third
just
action.
hold
What you got?
last
Holding?
I'll just hold it.
This
All
is
right.
Pathfinder. Leaning is 2 actions.
It is, and it also triggers opportunity attack. Okay, well, these wildfires are pissed. It is the north one's turn first. It's already working on fetch. It has him burning really well. Let's see if we can get sketch burning.
Leave now while you can. I say, ignorant.
Do you speak Ignan?
I do.
If
That's
you
why I
want-
spoke to the guy outside.
If you spin... Oh, yeah, that's right. You just did that last session, but it was a month ago.
Yeah. I can spend my action doing that. That's fine.
If you want to spend an action trying to, get it to leave, I'll absolutely let you do that.
Sure.
Sure. Go and give me a diplomacy check. Or intimidation. You just kind of fucked it up real good. Either one's fine at this point.
What is intimidation?
Demoralize. Or wait.
Which is its own ability, right? I think I just have to use diplomacy. I don't think there's an intimidation. Oh, there's an intimidation.
Yeah, there
skill.
totally is. Yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
bad at it. I'm just bad at it. So I'm going to
I
do
was going to
diplomacy.
say, I can't imagine sketch being intimidating. Unfortunately, it's also just kind of interested in burning everything around it. So
I
that's
thought I'd
exactly what it's
try.
going to do.
It's okay. My conscience feels better now murdering them.
Absolutely. You do get the impression after a round of combat that these are very simple elementals. They do not even have enough of a mind to, really do a lot of speech. Just barely grasping the basics. Tendril, let's go. That's a hit. For 12 points of fire damage, and when you take that, you should also get some persistent fire damage. And then, just like its buddy, it is going to whip some of that fire so that it spreads over onto Fetch. Fetch, I need a reflex save.
Do you need a good one?
Not really. Just like a 14, honestly. If you could do a 14.
Oh, there it is.
Nice. All right, you take half damage from 8 for 4 points. And then I think with its third action, it's going to fling a mote down the hall towards... Oh, weird. I'll take a look. I did update Foundry and Pathfinder finally over the course of the long break, so I'm still finding things that broke. Does that? 22 does hit, Jane. Here we go. There's just like a little modifier that comes flying down the hall for 9 points of fire damage on you, Jane. This brings us to the other wildfire that was just pushed back by the water. I think it's not smart enough to understand that you summoned it. I think it's going to go try to boil that water.
Oh, shoot. Sure does have a weakness to Fire 5, doesn't it?
Love to hear that. I honestly didn't know. I thought it might resist this, but that's great news. Oh, no. Son of a fucking bitch. There we go. Third action does hit with map for 17 points of fire damage and some persistent on your summoned buddy.
Does the 17 with the extra 5?
It does not. Go and run it and see if it does it automatically. It does not, so go and throw another 5 on
Does
that.
not.
That brings us to Jane.
Okay. These fire guys seem to be our heaviest hitters. So I think I'm just going to continue trying to focus on keeping this guy stasis. I'll just cast that again on the same guy. Just kind of focusing on him.
Perfect. He pops out for a moment, and then... immediately blips back out.
Lovely. That's 2 action. Third action... I will cast this spell on Fetch. I turn my attention away from the fire once it's kind of frozen in time. Look at Fetch. The top starts to spin super fast clockwise. Ooh.
There you go.
Fetch if you need a nat 16 on a saving throw or a skill check before my next turn. You got it.
Thanks.
Perfect.
That's me.
All right, that brings us to the top. This elemental is fleeing. Which I believe means it just spends its whole turn running as fast as it can. It does absolutely pass by you if you'd like an opportunity attack.
I would love one.
Hell yeah.
I also don't think it has to move. It just has to try and get away. So if it has other abilities, it can still use them.
Let's see.
As long as it's aiding in its escape.
On your turn, you must spend each of action trying to escape the source of the fleeing condition as expediently as possible.
Yeah.
Such as by opening doors and yada yada yada. The most expedient way for it to get out of here is literally to just fly past you towards the exit. There's a miss. 10, 20, 30, 40. And 20, 30, 40, 10, 20, 30, 40. Yeah, it is gone. At least this round. This goes away, this goes down by 1. That brings us to the landslide. Landslide seems upset that it didn't get sketched, so it's going to turn right back around. It sees a long, narrow hallway, and it is just going to rush down this hallway again. And it is going to try to catch Tex up on the way. Tex, I need a reflex save. Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry, I forgot. It does this against your reflex DC. One day, I'll remember how this game works.
19.
Hell yeah, I got him. I got him this time. As the rocks behind you begin to rumble and rush down this hall, you are caught up. It moves twice its speed for 50. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. And essentially slams you against this pile of rubble back here. Let's see. For every 10 feet it moved, you take 1d4. You take 13 points of bludgeoning damage and land pro. And then with its final action, it's going to try to bring a rocky fist down on you. Oh, this should have map, because he did a trip. Is it 21? 21 is not a crit, that's a regular hit.
Squish that cat.
Squish that cat. Good damage, though. 22 points of bludgeoning damage. And that brings us to Fetch.
Alright, I think I take persistent fire damage.
At the end of your turn.
I didn't do it at the end of my last turn, so I'm gonna
Gotcha.
go ahead and do that now.
Yeah, go ahead and roll that now. And then roll that recovery check to see if it goes away.
Is a recovery check a saving throw? Or a skill check?
What a great question. I don't... He saved it either way. We're good. Look at that. He's got it.
Perfect.
You're no longer on fire. And I'll try to look that up before it matters.
Let's keep whacking at this fire boy. With my torch this time, no.
You sure you don't want the alchemist fire? Because, you know...
I have been thinking about it.
Recovery checks are a flat check. Very few things affect flat checks.
Understood.
Oh, that is just a hit. Nice. Jesus Christ. One hit, one crit.
It's a double slash.
Is it second one a crit? No, double that.
Second one's a crit.
I mean, the damage rolled wasn't a crit. So that should actually be 39, not 26.
Fair enough.
These flames begin to flicker and wink out. They're still going, but it is mostly just billowing black smoke at this point. Most of its core form has been destroyed. You got one action left.
Map 4. Can I turn that into a 16?
I think you have to
only
do it ahead
saving
of time.
throws and skill checks anyway.
Nuts.
Oh, and yeah, only skill checks. Yep.
That's me.
All right.
Excellent.
Tex is up.
Bad call. I'm gonna stand up.
Hell yeah.
My first action. Text starts to bleed from the wounds. This like green ichor splitting across his body. Kind of like when he goes into his like rage mode, but this time it's a little bit more controlled.
Ooh.
Growth.
But I like it when you friendly fire. I like it when you do DPS for me.
Like tendrils of awful like poison start to seep across his body. I'm just gonna attack this thing.
Hell yeah. $20 is a hit. Start cleaving into some of this like crumbly granite.
It's... Sorry, we have to re-roll it because I forgot to click on the thing, but keep the 20.
Sure. Damn shame.
Should
Yep.
use my hero point.
15 points, some of which is poison.
Poison
Let's get
and
into
acid.
that. The acid does work. The poison does not. So 12 points. You see that it instinctively like flinches back, but it's not recovered enough of its magic to slip through a wall yet.
That is unfortunately everything I can do.
All right, that brings us to the ice shard. Ice shard has a friend now. Hell yeah, let's go. Do you have to get that close? Oh, you do. Well, it's do or die. Ice Buddy sees that he has a water buddy, and he's going to run up and start clawing at the fire. As we've established, ice is water. That is a critical hit, to which the fire elemental is vulnerable.
Yay, water.
26
Ice
becomes
Buddy.
31. But then the ice elemental is also vulnerable to fire, so it takes some damage. And it's going to do it one more time with Matt. That's a miss. That brings us to the air elemental that has not fled.
Trying,
Sketches-
these lungs are iron.
He sure is. You're right there. It's got to work eventually. Tries to shove itself down your throat.
Like in a fun way, or
Not in a fun... God damn it.
I'm trained. You can't do any shit to me.
Is this supposed to be
Man.
reflex or fortitude?
It's supposed to be fortitude.
Oh, oops.
Oh yeah,
Fortitude.
what would a nat 12 be on fort? Nat 12 plus 5 is 17. You
17.
just made it anyway. Son of a bitch.
Ah,
Third action, it just tries to claw. Hey, there we go. We're going to get at least a little bit of work done today.
ow.
Gets frustrated trying to shove its way in and
No,
just
that's my points.
begins to hack away at some of your flesh. 22. You see little red marks begin to form as it just like tightens around your throat. Fire. Stasis. Sketch.
that's you.
I'm sorry. I was rolling to see if I was into my throat being crushed. Eight's a no. It's fine.
That's between you and God, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Okay, so I take the persistent at the end of my turn?
Correct.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and give one of my actions for the water elemental keep doing its thing. So it's gonna start with the melee push on the wildfire elemental.
That's a crit.
Cool. Doesn't do much when you roll a 1.
Yeah, that is
That's
that is some piss ass garbage damage.
Yup. Super bad.
Vulnerability does at least bump it to a 15. And then it is blown back against this wall here.
Cool. then ranged on the one the water buddy's been hitting.
Also worth mentioning, I think technically the push is supposed to be a follow-up action, but since the fire is vulnerable to water, I'm just going to let it happen for free anyway. It's cool.
Okay.
But for next time, now we know.
It says wave plus push.
That might be true.
Like, that's what it says. So
I'll check it out.
Whatever.
That one is a miss.
Okay. That's fine. I can kill the one that's on. Wait, no, I can't reach the one that's on fetch because it's in the way.
Technically, it is in Fetch's space. It was just pushed straight down 10. I just kind of
okay.
moved it to the side so that it wasn't overlapping the toe.
Yeah, if it's in his space, then I'll go ahead and try to finish it off.
Perfect. Yo, that'll do it.
Woohoo!
Hopefully, I hope you can do 5 damage.
With
Or
a
4
crit, I would
damage.
hope. I think I literally can't not.
Excellent. As this thing comes flying back and splatters against the wall, you see its elemental energy is kind of like stretched thin in the splashback against the wall. And you see what is essentially the equivalent of an elemental's throat, and you just hack down, sever that string, and all of the energy that was making up this creature is destroyed. However, it begins to glow white hot, and there's a and then it bursts. And I need a reflex save from both you and Fetch.
You can use the 16 if you want.
Sure can.
If I don't use it, I lose it. I'll take it.
Excellent. I know
16
you're.
plus a million. I've got it.
If it's at least +8, you have a crit.
It is +9.
Nice. You guys both critically succeed and take no damage from the explosion.
Nice.
Thanks,
Then I've
Jane.
Sure.
got one action left.
Oh, actually, this.
That
Sorry, the elemental is also in range here. Boop, boop. It's not immune to fire. Just kidding. It's immune. All right, carry on.
let's see. I've got one action left. I'll slash at this air elemental, which I'm not sure I can even hit with a knife.
One way to find out.
Yep.
You are an expert in elementals. You know that most incorporeal elementals still have kind of like a magical gel that holds them together.
Okay.
Many are not fully immune to physical damage. That is a hit. In fact, this one's not even resistant to physical damage. You can just straight up cut air.
Do they call that breaking wind?
I think you break the wind a little bit, yeah. You break the wind for 8 points of slashing.
Now I take my persistent and... Ow.
Guys, check out the merch store for the Roll to Break Wind shirts coming out in a couple of weeks.
Thankfully, you are at least able to extinguish the fire.
Cool.
Wonderful. That brings us to the almost dead fire to the north of Fetch there. Oh boy, everything sucks. Everything sucks. It just wants to eat. It just wants to consume nice, tasty flesh.
There were dead people in there. You didn't have to come in here.
They are supercharged. You haven't been in there yet, but it looks like they've been pretty well turned to charcoal.
I hate to break it to you, buddy, but I'm not the most flammable thing in the room. There are bookshelves like right over there.
Tendril sketch. That was almost a crit. I would like it if it was a crit. Is it flanking? Oh, it's totally flanking. That's a crit. Giving myself a crit. You're being flanked. I don't even have to cheat. He's right there. 30 points of fire damage.
Ow!
And then reflex save from Fetch as it tries to sweep that onto you.
Damn it, I'm burning again.
You sure are. Is Fetch dead? Fetch, can I have a reflex save?
I'm working on it. I'm trying.
You're okay.
I gotta warm my dice out. Look what happens when you rush me.
I didn't mean to rush you, but you do have to take all of 9 points of fire damage. Third
Could
act,
be worse.
flinging a fire mode at Jane.
So you won't. No balls.
He's got balls. Great balls of fire. Oh, it's not flanking you. I can't cheat this time. 9 points of fire damage. And that brings us to Jane.
Okay. Stasis is wetting off. I will do a little true strike. Sorry. Sure
Did he-
strike.
Legally distinct.
Legally distinct true strike. And then I will cast Phase Bolt at the one that I've been stasising.
Wonderful.
Actually, is there a better one to attack here? Let's see.
The fire is probably getting hit by the water from the next room.
Yes, I figured
So-
that one's toast before it gets another turn anyway. I'll just go for the fire that I've been stasising.
A sure strike.
Is flanking a thing? Like from afar, am I flanking with fetch right now? Is that a thing?
If you had a reach weapon, yes. With a ranged attack, no.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's only with melee weapons.
Damn. Even with sure strike, still a miss.
I hate everything and everyone. That's my turn.
Sorry about you. This guy is gone and has no reason to come back. Landslide.
What about the one that's here?
That one already went.
Oh,
He's the
Oh,
one
you have
below
them
you.
separated.
Yeah,
I understand.
Yeah, they're separated. Squish that cat. Wait, is that better? Yeah, squish that cat.
No.
Son of one bitch.
She has a name.
Help. Help. Please help. Please, for the love of God, help. Quit!
perish.
No, wait. Do you get that because I was... Why are you doing that?
Oh, wait, I could.
Thank Christ. Alright, with the final map 10 attack, it does crit. What's your AC? AC 18? Okay, that is actually a crit. Almost to the point where it would just become a regular hit because of the nat 20. 32 points of bludgeoning damage. Ooh! Tex is just up. That brings us to Fed.
I don't think I'm gonna. No, I'm gonna switch targets because that one here. I'm being tactical, right? If I double strike that one, first hit's gonna kill him, wasting my turn. So like, let me double strike the one to the south, and then I'll finish the one. Okay, that's the plan.
Love it. I love it.
Double slice. What? I hit enough 4 before. Nuts.
I think you hit the air elemental on a 4 before. I forget. Oh, that's a crit.
Oh, I
though.
never swung at the air elemental. Right.
Weird. 28 points of slashing damage.
And then we're gonna go for map 5.
This is on the north one.
Yeah.
That is a hit for.
I was right. I called it.
You were right. You did call it, and it does, like its friend, explode in a 10-foot radius. You see that the flame is momentarily shimmered a bright white as it implodes on itself and then erupts. I need reflex saves from Fetch, Sketch, both the water elementals and the air elemental.
Yeah. By the way, sorry, Sketch, but that was just gonna happen. I was. It
If
was
the
just
water
gonna-
elementals killed it, it wouldn't have blown up.
It was
Probably.
just gonna happen though. There was no avoiding it. It's like a band-aid. You gotta peel it off.
You gotta peel it off. Rip clean. Let's see. Sketch, success for half. I shard.
No, crit success because evasion. Okay.
Oh, nice, nice. I shard elemental fails for full. Little succeeds for half. And wind elemental full succeeds. 3d6 5. Fetch takes 5. Ice elemental takes 15.
Yep. And full disclosure, it is gonna happen one more time.
I'm sorry for my behavior. It will happen again.
Yeah, it will.
God bless you. That is 3 actions. That brings us to Tex.
Landslide takes 2 poison damage because it hit me.
It is immune to poison.
It takes 2 damage.
Does it take 2 other damage?
No, just 2 poison damage.
You just gotta lie to me. You can moat me. I'm so easy to moat.
So easy.
I'm gonna scare it.
Hell yeah, let's go. DC 15.
That's a 29.
Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, frightened 2 fling.
Perfect.
Spooked.
That's 1 action.
Yeah. Then I am gonna look over to the living wildfire. It's so tempting to just kill this thing. But yeah, I'm almost 2 moves dead. I'm just gonna attack this guy. Okay, fuck this shit up a little bit more.
Hell yeah. His AC is currently a 14. I think you cannot not crit.
Watch.
Oh, he could. He could crit on a 2.
Oh!
Yeah.
Holy mo...
And I'll do a hero point.
Hell yeah. Hey, that's 2 crits back to back. Let's go.
So these are combined for the purposes of any damage resistance.
Good to know.
That's 50 damage.
Jesus, 50 damage and 2 fort saves. Does it survive 50? It does survive 50. And then 2 fort saves. Succeeds the first one.
Barely.
Succeeds the second one. It does not become slowed. And then, because of fearsome, 2 more levels of frightened. Is that true? Oh, sorry, just on the fearsome one. So 1 more level of frightened. I think that stacks, right?
I don't think it stacks. Frightened doesn't stack. Unless the fact that it's all on the same attack causes it to... Or it wasn't even on the same attack. Like I demoralized it first. So.
I think you might be right. I'll look it up later, but for now I'll just leave them at 2. That is 3 actions.
Did you not PWL on the first fort save?
I did. PWL minus 5. Yeah. Oh, weird.
No,
I think it only highlighted it because of the modifiers matter.
Okay. Understood.
Can I like show this to everybody? Anyway, I'll show you. I'll post a screenshot here in a second. I think it only shows it if it like impacted the result.
I trust you. I shouldn't, but I do.
Last man. That brings us to the Ice Shard Elemental.
And now it's going to attack fetch, right?
It might. Let's find out. There as a family.
If we're lucky.
I just don't want it to attack me because of your mistake.
So, okay. The fire elemental blew up and hurt it, but you didn't attack it directly. How smart is this thing? Let's find out how smart this thing is. That seems like the appropriate way to handle this. I think that is enough to realize that you attacked the fire elemental and it just happened to blow up. It is going to use 1 action to try to slither past you. That does trigger an attack of opportunity. What do you do? Fetch.
Does he have this?
I do not know.
That's fair. If you don't take your reaction,
I'm
just
not
go right past.
I'm not gonna take it.
Okay. With its second action, it's gonna finish walking up to Jane. Oh wait, there's a fire elemental right here. Sorry. It stops here and it uses its second action to attack this fire elemental.
All right, then I changed my mind. I do want to hit it.
Okay, sick.
No, I'm just.
That is a hit on the fire elemental for piss damage. But it is vulnerable. Ice, as established, is water. And one more time with map. Yo, let's go. Oh, still just standing. That is 3 actions, and that brings us to the air elemental. Oh, Sketch, you're so low. You're so low, it has to work. Fuck it, it doesn't even need to... You're low enough, it doesn't need to be in your lung. It claws you. Yeah, now we're fucking
that'll probably
talking.
do
Let's
it.
go!
Whose team are you on?
The world. I'm on your team. But it does feel good to land a big fucking crit sometimes. 40 points of slashing damage.
Jesus H.
Ow.
Sketch drops. And as
Am I
you
still
drop,
on fire?
No, you succeeded on your recovery last turn.
Okay.
As you begin to blink out, your mind momentarily flits back to one of the times that Lieutenant Praxton brought you in with a team of scientists, and they essentially sat you down in one of these rooms in a chair across from a bottled air elemental, and told you in broken common, which had to be then translated for you into Cheeky, make it do something. Go on. You're good at that, right? What did Sketch do in that moment as he was brought into this dark room, sat across from an elemental in a bottle, and told to do something?
He really didn't have any magic yet, so he probably would have just opened the bottle. It'll make it do something, it'll come out of the bottle.
Yeah, you remember that it kind of began to slither its way out of the bottle. Apprehensively, it would kind of wrap itself around your forearm and then around your torso. And you remember all of these men watching this happen with some anticipation. Some of them began to scrawl notes. But then you remember that this air elemental began to tighten itself around your chest, uncomfortably so. And you remember the men watching this happen, kind of scowls on their faces, arms crossed, doing nothing as it began to tighten and tighten. And it wasn't until you began to black out that you remember Praxton himself kind of came over, opened the door, and with the butt of his rifle just kind of butted this thing off of you. And just looks at you with disappointment and kind of a roll of his eyes as you begin to black out. And now back in the present, you begin to black out once more, and that brings us to... Oh, right, the remainder of this elemental's actions. Fetch, you watch all of that happen, and then it continues right onto you. It'll use 2 actions to try to get in your lungs. Fort save. Ooh, just made it. Nice. See, we're up to here.
Does this count as poison?
It does, actually.
I'm resistant to poison.
Perfect.
So if I save, that's a crit save.
A regular save works just fine on this one, too. It's not a save for half.
Okay.
So you're good. Let's see. Yes, we have a hand raise from Neo. What's up?
What happens to summons when I pass out?
Great question. Amazing question. Let me see. My guess is that they will stay up until your turn comes and goes and you have not used an action to sustain the spell. But let me see if that's true. Duration, sustained up to 1 minute. Yeah. So essentially, if you are brought back up before the end of your next turn and you spend another action to sustain, it'll be fine.
Okay.
Fire elemental. Attacks ice elemental. for a critical hit.
So it's a real failure of an Ebony Ivory moment, you know?
Yeah. Sure is.
Only Stevie Wonder were here.
If only. As this fire elemental lashes into the ice elemental, this like cat fight going on in the hall right next to you, you watch as shards of this ice then break off in response. And I need you to give me a reflex save as you are caught in this blast as well.
Does this count as poison?
No, this counts as ice. Ice Boy fails. Sorry, Ice Boy succeeds. You fail.
Is the fire breaking off or the ice breaking off?
The ice is breaking off because the fire attacked it.
Okay, so the fire failed.
Yes. Wait. Oh, I rolled the wrong. Oh, yeah. Correct. So Fetch failed and takes all of 8 points of piercing damage. Fire succeeded and takes half of 8 points, which is cold, which means it becomes 9. Which kills it. And it explodes. Now I need another reflex save from Fetch and the Ice Elemental. And Sketch, you take a death fail.
Yay!
Yay! Everything is awful.
Nobody forget. This is entirely my fault. I kicked the door. but one of us was going to do it eventually.
It was only a matter of time.
Okay. That brings us to Jane.
Great. I do not have anything to help that Sketch right now. Other than running up and doing a straight up medicine check, which is not going to go that well.
Do you have spell slots left to stasis him?
I don't. It takes a focus slot, and I don't. Or I would.
Oh.
That is smart, though.
The good news is I have gentle repose.
That's good.
Great!
Oh, no.
I've got the slots to pick them up, but there's a lot of elemental turns between then and now.
Yep, so I think the move here is destroy these elemental.
Landside won't attack him, so it's...
Yep.
And the other elemental is gone, so you're good.
I am going to raise Spitfire towards this ice elemental and start blasting. Last charge from Spitfire, so sad. Well, let me read how this works once again. Okay. Where is my spell? Why? Okay, I'm just gonna roll the attack manually. My spell's not in here.
Oh, boy.
I'm gonna guess that probably misses. I don't know. What's my spell attack modifier? I should have just rolled a different spell here. Pretend this is a nat 2.
That is a miss.
10, okay. Let me check real quick if I have a million stupid Chronomancer things to turn back the clock, but I think they're all for saving throws and checks. I don't think any of these affect an attack. So that is an action. Still just one action though, so that's good. Oh wait, no, hold on, sorry.
What you got?
This is not just one attack. I keep getting mixed up on whether I need to spend more actions or more charges to do the multiple raise thing. So I spent one charge to cast first level Blazing Bolt. I can do 1 to 3 actions for this casting,
Right.
regardless of how many charges I spent. So I'm going to do the full 3 action version.
Perfect.
So I will fire another ray. Actually, just 2 actions because you have to target a different target each time. So this ray is on the this one.
Wind element. Gotcha.
Yes. I'm going to roll it as Phase Bolt, even though it's not Phase Bolt.
Totally. That is a hit.
That's not a crit.
It's not a crit. They
This
are
is
19
bullshit.
AC. They are so nimbly bimbly.
This is some, and this is true. Bullshit. Okay, so let's see here. It is 4d6 damage.
When a Midwesterner tells you before they tell you their story, they start with
This is true.
"and this is true."
This is true.
You know you're in for a good time.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
12 points fire damage as bits of this smoke is burned away.
Okay, well that's 2 actions. Third action, sit in the corner and cry. I'm just going to save my third action in case I need to do some emergency movement next turn.
Understood. That boy is running. This boy is also running. And you know, this boy just recharged his thing. I think this boy is going to run down straight into the ground. That does still trigger an attack of opportunity if you would like, Tex. Oh, son of a bitch.
Hell yeah.
No!
Mhm.
I'd love nothing more.
That is enough. As this thing begins to retreat, you chase it down, your chase instinct kicks in, and you are able to find the little ball of energy that serves as the heart of this elemental, and crush it between your teeth, and there is just a burst of powder as all the stones non-painfully explode. That brings us to Fetch. Fetch, Sketch looks bad. You would be shocked if he has survived everything that just happened.
Stand by. Let's see. Who all is within a 30-foot emanation?
Whoa! You have heal now.
After a while.
Tex does. It'll get both the elementals. It'll get your friendly elemental, and it'll get Jane. So it'll get the whole party plus all of the currently up elementals.
God, I forgot what fucking horseshit heal is in this game.
Does heal all living things.
I had recovered from this trauma before from playing Pip.
Solid increases the burst. Mana of healing increases by 1d8. What's the mana of healing?
Are you
Is it
casting
D8?
this at just first level?
Yeah, I only have a first level.
Then
Well,
then, yeah,
actually,
just-
I think I have a second level, but
Then yeah, just 1d8.
what is it? Base damage 1d8. Oh, I see. I see what's going on. Okay. There you go.
Adds a little 2-point heal to literally everything that is alive on the map right now. Importantly, that is enough to bring Sketch up. Sketch, you are at wounded 3. 2 for being downed by a critical, and then 1 more for the failed explosion.
Can I piddly action to pass Sketch a potion?
Not as a piddly action, no.
How about drop it?
You can drop it on the ground as piddly, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, currently Sketch is on the ground, so I drop it on Sketch.
Great.
Perfect.
How do I apply wounded to myself? Does it just happen?
I think it's just under the status effects in the bottom right there. I got it. I also need to double check. I think you get the same number of wounded that you had in dying, or is it just wounded 1?
I think it's just wounded 1.
I sure hope so, because wounded 3 would be very bad. Anytime you lose the dying condition, you become wounded 1 if you didn't already have the wounded condition. Okay. I lied straight to your face. You're wounded 1.
Okay. Cool.
That would have sucked.
The wounded condition is under your HP on the left bar,
Oh, nice.
next to dying.
I see.
Oh, okay.
I
Thank you.
see. Fancy.
Yeah, wounded 3 would have really sucked. I'm
Yeah.
glad I didn't have that.
Wounded 3 means if you go down, you die.
Die. Yeah.
All right. That was all 3 of Fetch's actions. That brings us to Tex.
Cool. Well, let's go finish things off. believe I'm flanking.
Yes.
Just take a step and then do a couple of attacks. Can I... How do I move in this shitty system?
Do you have the ruler selected?
No. I need to move, like, off-grid.
Oh, I think it's...
The epitome of logic.
I prefer Alt for off-grid movement, personally.
Yeah, because you're sane.
You would think...
Like every other system uses alt.
Right.
Like,
There's probably a mod for it. I should look into it.
just fucking blender ass bullshit.
Oh my god, there's not just a mod for it. There's a whole configure controls. You can make it anything you want.
Thank Christ.
Look at that.
Anyways, I'm gonna kill this guy.
Hell yeah, fuck him up. Oh my god, 16's a miss. 23 is a hit, though. 18 points of slashing damage. It begins to waver a little bit. A lot of its form kind of falls off and just disperses across the ground as white smoke. I believe that's 3 actions.
That is, unfortunately, 3 actions.
Alrighty. Let me get from both Fetch and Sketch a diplomacy check. This Ice Shard Elemental has a pretty good reason to believe that you are friendly.
What kind of...
Diplomacy.
But I'm bad at that one. Can we...
You're really bad.
Boy, Sketch did really good, but you did really bad.
I've been burnt alive, and I watched my brother almost die.
You sure did. I think this thing is going to take 1 claw and Fetch. Okay, you know what? It evens out in the end. It realizes that it is not winning that fight. It's going to use its second action to run over this way, and third action. Is there a tumble through? What is it? It's literally called tumble through in Pathfinder. To try to tumble past Jane.
I
That's
don't
how you did
resist.
it in 3-5.
I'm res-
Well, actually, if you don't resist, it'll just walk on by.
Yeah, see ya.
Sick. That brings us to Sketch.
Ow.
Right, it's on fire, right?
So I have to use the action to stand up from prone, don't I?
Correct.
Okay, I'll do that. Use 1 action to move over here, away from the air elemental.
Seems wise.
And then I have... Oh, I left that potion on the ground, but I have my own potion. You know what, that's fine.
Cool. Of note, if you don't sustain your spell this turn, the elemental drops.
Oh, I'll sustain it, but I can't... But wait, it can move. Yeah, I'll sustain it.
Yeah, so when you sustain it, it gets 2 actions. So now it can
And then
take
it
its 2
uses
turns.
1 to move. Okay.
Yep.
1, 2, yeah. It'll move where I was. And then 1 action to wave on this.
Yo, that's a crit.
Nice.
Nice.
Nice. Okay.
$14 points of bludgeoning damage. And it is blown back. Alright, I believe that is all your actions. It's the elemental's turn.
Yep. Yep.
Kitty! I need a fortitude save from Tex as it tries to shove its way into your tiny, tiny lungs.
They're gonna pop.
Oh, son of a bitch. Third action just tries to claw you. I think that is like the third time this combat that they have failed to get into your lungs and then crit somebody. 30 points of slashing damage as it gives up and just begins to ravage you with these blades of wind.
For that, is Noxious Fumes any sort of interact action?
What a great question. Noxious Fumes. It doesn't have any traits listed, but that can't be right. Surely, at the very least, it has the air trait. Let me go see.
Also, did it move?
It was pushed back 10 feet.
Damn.
Here we go. Noxious Fumes. Just the air trait. It does not have, like, Manipulate or anything like that.
Okay.
And I assume you don't go down because you're Tex.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Love to see it. That's all 3 actions from the air elemental. As Tex enters his fury state. Jane is up.
Great.
Has everyone in the party seen this before? Is this a first for anyone?
I think we've all seen it,
I think
we've all
everybody.
seen it.
Yeah, I think everybody has seen it here. Okay.
which makes Jane quite alarmed. But she'll start by doing Phase Bolt on Elemental.
$19 is a hit. For 12 piercing. Still going, still seems to be hell-bent on text.
And we established you can't use a held action to do a second 2-action activity.
Correct.
Action, right?
Correct. It can't be part of an activity.
That's what I thought. Okay. Well. I have nothing to do with my remaining actions. I think that's it for me.
All right. That brings us to fetch.
Oh wait, question. Sorry.
Yeah, which
I can't use my extraction to do any kind of 2 action activity. Is there a map on spell attack rolls?
if they have the attack trait, which I think most spell attacks do.
Right, stands to reason. Okay, I forgot I had this left. I will go ahead and use one of my scrolls of Blazing Bolt
Nice, nice.
to cast that spell. And make one more attack on this guy.
All right.
Oops, that should have map 5.
Map 5 does make it a miss.
Okay. That is it for my Actually, no, this map is going to get stupid if I keep going. So that's it.
All right, sounds good. That brings us to fetch.
Okay, so I want to take out this this poison boy, this little acid cloud, to save Tex's life. But I can't really squeeze in there. Is the problem? So it's boomerang time.
Hell yeah.
Action 1, draw boomerang.
Piddly.
Oh, I was going to use my piddly to pick up the potion.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
I'll pick it up later. It's fine. Action 2, swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. Or sorry, action 1, I guess. Nah. I'm
15 is
gonna hero point it.
All right. It is after 10. You guys can have your second round of hero points.
No!
catches the wind
Well,
and
try
just
my
clatters
best.
against the wall.
Why is my boomerang so much worse than my dagger? My kukri. Did I
Oh,
program this right?
it has the double slice thing in there.
Oh.
I think you have double slice checked, which reduces it by 2. It still would have been a miss, but it is worth noting.
It does, yeah. So that's actually 17-15.
Yeah.
Still a miss?
17
Nuts.
is still a miss, yeah.
Well, there goes my boomerang. It's like stuck in the rocks over there. So still have 2 actions left. I kind of have ranged spells, but I don't really.
Oh, the boomerang does fly back. It has a return property, or recovery property.
It's not magical at all. It's just that boomerang I bought for 5 silver.
Are you
kidding me?
It has a recovery property. I'll let you have it.
In this, I threw it into a landslide of rocks.
I won't make you have it, but if you want to do some cool anime shit so it bounces off a rock and flies back to your hand, you're allowed to do that. The rules say you can do that.
I will take it if and only if it bounces off of text.
Absolutely.
All right, here we go. Map 5. Come on, give me a number.
Oh, nope, they're good.
And then I'm not going to take a map 10. I'm just going to pick my potion up.
Sounds wise. That brings us to text.
Oh boy. Well, let's kill this thing. Oh, that's my hero point.
It wants to live. Because this thing has so much AC. Damn it, no!
Die.
Yeah, with that, there is a burst as the wind is dispersed. The elemental mesh keeping it held together dissipates, and the smoke rolls across the ground.
Cool.
For which guy?
I have two actions left.
Oh, you sure do. I forgot, yeah.
I sure as fuck do. I turn towards Fetch, who just hit me with a boomerang, and his torch goes out.
Oh. What's that?
I can't see.
Oh, that's so smart. Right, he doesn't have dark vision. Oh, that's so much fun. That's so much fun.
I think I do still have to make a check because he's holding it.
For magical light sources, any non-magical light source you target's automatically extinguished. I don't see anything about being held.
Or on a single unattended light source.
Oh,
Okay,
you're
that's
right.
what I see.
Unattended light source. You're totally right. Yes. Give me, so counteract check. Your fortitude or thievery. And I'll just call this his class DC. That seems reasonable. Damn. Your torch is not extinguished. You see little bits of shadow, I assume, extend from text towards your torch?
I mean,
Yeah, I think all the shadows on the walls start to like peel out and start to kind of close in around the torch.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
I mean, I kind of dig where this is going. Like, I'm not trying to like fight it or anything.
If you want to let it happen, we can let it happen because it's a
Let's let it
very.
happen.
I love it.
It's
okay.
so cool.
It is so
It
cool. You know what? Also, that is like the third time that you've deliberately done something unwise because it's in character. Go ahead and take an extra hero point, Biscuit.
I'm not gonna be able to spend it, but thanks.
That's fine.
He's gonna be dead then.
Sure is. All right. Anything else? Text? I think that was all 3 actions.
Yeah, it's a two action to extinguish the torch. So
All right. This ice elemental is just running. I'm gonna fast forward through a couple of its turns to see if it burns to death on the way out. But in the meantime, it sketches up.
you gotta get that XP.
True.
Man, we've seen that sketch. We've seen Tex get like this before, and he just goes berserk, right?
Yeah, the last time that you guys saw this, it was on your mission through the jungle towards Zulakara, where you found Drifter in the carriage. And during that mission, he went down and went berserk.
Okay.
He tried to kill.
I guess I'll use 2 actions to cornucopia for myself, so I can heal off of that. And then the last action to sustain. Then this thing will use the freeze shell action to freeze its surface into ice.
Love it.
And then just stand in the way.
Perfect. All right, he's body blocking.
Where's that freeze shell? Yeah. Can I cast it?
Perfect. That brings us to Jane. I like
Okay.
to think that in the darkness here, there are little bits of Tex's like green flame.
Absolutely. And then on the opposite end of the hallway, Jane's mechanical eyes have a dim sort of yellow glow behind them. And she looks over towards Tex and raises her hand and fires a phase bolt. She raises her hand and like a magic missile appears in her hand, then phases through time and just appears next to Tex.
Love it, love it. 19. Just hits. $14 points of piercing damage, which I think is enough to knock him out.
Yes.
And I am actually, as he goes down, I'm going to cast another spell. Because
Okay.
I'm a little bit worried, because I know that this is a creature that's entire existence is holding a grudge. I'm going to cast Shift Blame.
There's a spell for this?
Presenting into Tex's mind an alternate timeline where that attack came from this random elemental and not from me. So Tex, I need you to make a will save.
Oh, hell no. This
Oh,
cat
so
can hold a
sad.
grudge.
You also... Oh, it wasn't a crit success, thank God. You don't know I tried to fuck with your memories.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, that wouldn't have gone well.
That would not have gone well.
That's it for me.
Crit succeeded. Tex doesn't have great saves.
Alright. We will say an initiative just long enough to get tech stabilized, if that's what you guys are doing. Fetch is up.
I'll move.
I'm also kind of blind. Both in and out of character, I have really no idea what's what or where anything is.
True, it is dark in here.
I can't really squeeze this way because I feel like there's an elemental there, and also Jane's there.
Yeah, you
Is it
quickly...
a...
What's that?
Sorry, is it a single action to light a torch?
I believe so.
Oh, sorry, no, I used my action to move. Discard. Ignore me.
I think I'm just gonna like pull back and chill. Is this Sketch?
That is Sketch. You bump into Sketch over there, and he is alive and moving.
I'm gonna run over and grab Sketch's face, and is that you?
Watch where you're
Sketch?
going. Yes, it's. Who else would it be?
I don't know. Your face feels weird.
Is it because it's covered in blood? And
Yeah, I thought it was really slimy.
Sketch, it's your turn.
oh, I guess I can go. Does this help Tex now? Move one. Wait, can my elemental use the? Oh no, it doesn't have a good nature or healing check. I don't know how you stabilize in this system.
Medicine by default.
Yeah, I guess I'll walk over there with one. Use medicine with my second action, and then just I'll hero point that because that's bad.
There we go. With that, Tex has been stabilized, and we will drop out of the encounter. Everything does go quiet. The supernatural shadows that had formed around the hallway do recede back. Obviously, it's still pretty dark in here. Fetch can't really see much to begin with, but the magical bit of shadow has at least dissipated.
Jane slumps down in this hallway with her back to the wall.
Well, that was fun.
That's one word for it.
I don't know if robots understand sarcasm, but it was sarcasm.
Jane gets her bag out and fishes out her Tesseract bag that has all of her tools for patching herself up in it. Starts. Actually, I think it's the first time this has happened in front of people. She gets out her weird, like, glue gun thing that, like, simultaneously stitches her fake skin together and, like glues it together and starts tending to her wounds.
I will thank this water elemental for helping me out, and it'll send it on its way and stop concentrating on the spell.
Perfect. As double
I'll
check.
thank it in Aqua, because I can do that.
Perfect. Yeah, you think it in Aqua, and it kind of looks back up to you and says, "I'm happy to help. I don't.
I
like
also
this place."
realized, yeah, I don't like it either. So you can go home. I realized though, whenever you freeze it, it takes the form of a medium creature it's seen recently. So it probably took the form of Sketch. So there's Ice Sketch and normal Sketch, which is fun.
That's fun. When you tell it that it is allowed to leave this place, it wastes no time. There's kind of a bubbling, and you watch as all of this water coalesces into an orb that shrinks and shrinks and shrinks down to the size of a marble, and then a pinpoint, and then pop, it is gone back to the elemental plane. As you step into the room, now that it is quiet, you see this wreckage of what was once a big kind of lab warehouse. You see the charred and burnt body of an Imric soldier against the desk up there, as well as one more person inside of the observation chamber. You do see that most of these bookshelves have been burnt and scorched, and there is a bunch of smoke that is gathered up on the east side of the wall, like the fire elementals had recently spent a bunch of time over there. And then you do also see that there are papers scattered all over the desk, most of which are charred.
I was going to say fireproof paper. Is there anything like in the drawers of the desk that have survived?
Give me perception.
Okay.
As you begin to search through all of the drawers, you find that a lot of it is scorched, but there is one kind of shelf right in the middle of it that was internal enough that it didn't get a lot of fire damage. And inside you find mostly just like blank papers, pens, supplies, nothing too terribly useful. But right on top, there is a note that looks like it was recently added there and survived the fire. A couple notes, actually. Let me... Where is it? Where is it? Yeah, it looks like there are like two little handwritten notes back to back. And for the sake of stream, and because reading quietly for 4 minutes is not terribly fun, I'll read them out loud real quick. They are written in Imric, which you do speak, and it's up to you whether you choose to reveal this to everyone else or not.
It depends on what it says, but probably.
Perfect. The first one reads, it's essentially like a bullet point list of quick notes. It looks like somebody was like scrawling together just kind of notes for themselves, not like really for like a formal letter or a memo, just handwritten reminders for themselves. And the bullet points read, many of the experiments performed here produce a magical byproduct that the natives call sympathy. Too much sympathy in one place can cause problems. It tries to infest the operators, which is often deadly. We call this sympathetic hypersaturation. Keeping our operators alive is more efficient than replacing them frequently. Thankfully, sympathy is easy to trick, so we trick it into infesting other creatures, which we call sympathetic soaks, instead of the operator. For many years, we used aberrations imported from Quilgerbroth, as they are highly resilient against sympathetic hypersaturation, but we've recently discovered that elementals, while harder to control, are much better suited to sympathetic soaking. Some of the native population is able to control the elementals. They call themselves spirit weavers. Conveniently, these natives also tend to serve as good operators because of their natural spellcasting aptitude. This facility allows us to test native spirit weavers for aptitude as operators, while also cultivating resilient elementals that will serve as good sympathetic soaks. And then there is a second note, which, just like the first one, kind of just has a bunch of handwritten notes, like somebody has a flashcard that they've made for giving a speech or a presentation. The bullet points read, the natives divide their spellcasters into 4 classes: natural, arcane, occult, and divine. Natural and arcane spellcasters turn mana into magic and produce sympathy as a byproduct. Occult and divine spellcasters turn sympathetic energy into magic and make mana as a byproduct. This completes the mana cycle. Every conscious creature also creates some sympathy from their natural emotions over the course of their lives. We found that natural spellcasters serve as ideal operators for the Machina project because their bodies and minds are already well tuned for the conversion of raw mana and their natural emotions into sympathy. Divine spellcasters are second best.
Brief housekeeping order of business. As Sketch takes the time to read that, Jane finishes patching herself up and will turn towards Tex and start using her weird robot repair tools to patch him up too, at least stitches and such.
Perfect. Tex, when you finally come to, you find that Jane is mending her wounds. Oh, he might still be AFK.
Yeah, I think he's AFK.
No, I just got back.
Oh, welcome back. You're just in time.
You do a good job.
He does,
I do.
or Jane does a great job.
You get back 12 hit points. And then she'll, without even saying anything else to Tex, as he sort of starts to blink and come to consciousness, ease herself up to her feet and head into the room to see what Sketch and Fetch have found.
Inside, you find Sketch reading some notes.
There's a cheeky warrior here.
Locked up. Oh, it's just their research notes. They call people who control the elementals operators, and natural or was it divine? Yeah, divine spellcasters are the best for it. Blah blah blah. I'm glad it's more convenient to keep us alive than replacing us all the time. Apparently.
That sounds a little sarcastic too, but that is good. That means that they're probably keeping your mom and Rita alive versus expending them.
They might be hypersaturated. Apparently that happens if you take on too much sympathy.
May I? She kind of looks at the notes.
Yeah. You're an Emmerich, but you can read that, right?
Yeah. She'll kind of thumb through them. It's a lot of information here about how they're handling operators and sympathetic overload and all that, but not much here about what they're doing all this for, whatever this Machina project actually is. Can I look through books and notes? I know a lot of what was already burnt. You said in this roll was maybe already been done, but can I see if I can...
I think that because what you're looking for is unburnt stuff rather than just like reading the names of books quickly, it is going to be perception and not academia here.
Okay.
When you're done with that, could you heal me too so I'm not dying or wounded?
Oh, yeah. Terrible.
Yeah, you look through and it looks like everything that has not been burnt was already found by Sketch.
Oh, shit.
Go and give me a separate academia check for a separate thing, though, real quick.
Love some.
Yeah. So between your previous check and your academia lore, this definitely strikes you as like these are handwritten flashcard notes for somebody who was going to be giving like a tour or a speech or a presentation of some sort. They're not meant to be like, these aren't research notes. Somebody was giving a tour.
Right. Interesting. A tour? Who was getting the tour? I need to go back to Marlon Binsky's office too in just a second. But first, I will see if I can patch up Sketch. I'll be like, it's a little unconventional. And she gets out her medicine bag that is full of like screwdrivers and shit for the most part. But she's got enough like stitches and stuff at least to help out.
Staple gun.
Staple gun.
Staple gun.
Ooh, almost hurt you, but did not help you. It
Almost.
didn't give you anything back.
I guess I can wait until later.
Yeah, sorry.
I think
do most of my work on inorganic material.
yeah, that makes sense. I'll just eat a bunch of fruit later and I'll be okay. But
I'm gonna go check out that office that said it was Marlon Binsky's. That's a pretty famous person. I want to see what's in there.
yeah, that's fine. I think the elementals probably were all in here. So probably okay.
Fetch, as you are looking over there, you do find that there is a third body, a Goran man, wearing mostly burnt, but still discernible enough to tell that he was wearing cheeky clothing. Meager, you can see that there are shackles around his ankles and his wrists, but he has been, it looks like he was suffocated.
Oh, I didn't notice the shackles. Oh, I guess literally I did. But just now.
Just now, yeah. Sorry, that's a meta thing. Fetch saw it immediately.
So, who thinks it's okay to do this? Who did this? Is this Tesseract? Am I clear about that?
All the corpses in here are labeled Tesseract, but I don't know.
Looking around, you've seen one cheeky slave or prisoner of some sort, a bunch of Imrit guards, and a bunch of scientists and alchemists, which I don't know if Jane has said it aloud or if it's been pointed out, but the blue and yellow is Tesseract colors.
Okay, 'cause I definitely would have pointed that out at some point.
Okay, yeah.
First, I'm going to burn this building. Then, I'm going to burn the Emmerich's country. Then I'm going to burn science and alchemy.
Aww.
I appreciate it took this random stranger to convince you to take down the Emmerichs.
Let's get everything that we need out of here so that, I can burn it. I'm going to try to get into this little room.
Yeah, it opens up easy enough. It appears that
Right.
it used to be kind of well protected. With Sketcher, you would be able to tell that there's a little bit of a faint protection from elemental spell on that observation chamber as well. But it has long been broken, the windows destroyed, the door kind of swings open easily. Inside Fetch, you see that it's kind of just like a metal chair that was set up looking at a metal side table. And on that side table, there was a wire cage that had glass lining inside of the wire cage. So it was like an aquarium with a cage around it, essentially. And that has been shattered and destroyed.
All right, I'm just going to whip the old hatchet out and start hacking these chains.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I assume that won't take too long, then I can get the cheeky guy out. Well, I'll just drag him, but, well, I don't know. It's real flamey upstairs. Maybe I'll just, kind of put him near the entrance.
All right. Yeah, you're able to at least kind of prop his body up somewhere out of here by the stairs going up. As all of that's going on, and as Jane is heading over to the office, we got a hand raise from Sketch. What you up to?
Can I do a perception check to hear if there's anything on the other side of this door, if it's just the hallway?
Yeah, absolutely. Give me perception.
I just don't want to open any more doors. And
It's very warm to the touch. But again, it's 84 inside of this building. It's really hot.
And this is where all the fire elementals were.
Right. Everybody was just sitting, like they were all piled up over here. You don't hear any noise now. You open it up and see that there's a hall directly across the hallway. It's kind of hard to see because it is dark in here, but you have dark vision, so you're able to see clearly. There's like a big double wide kind of shutter door, like a big warehouse double door or barn door that slides open at the middle. And it's cracked like 2 or 3 inches open, but then it appears to be kind of stuck. But looking in there, you see that there is a big mechanical room, this tall shaft that goes down. Out of character, this reads as probably used to be an elevator lift for a very large elevator, but there is no sign of the actual elevator currently.
Interesting.
As you kind of step out and look through there, you smell sulfur, and looking down, you can see that there is the cooled magma down at the bottom of this, about a floor down.
I hope that the elementals' babies are down there, not the ones that we just dissipated, because that would be awkward.
While that's going on and while Jane is heading over to the office, what is Tex up to?
I'm gonna stick with Jane.
Okay.
Just kind of slowly limping behind.
Wonderful. Jane, you make your way into this office. You have dark vision, yeah?
I do. Yep, the sort of dim yellow glow behind her eyes as she looks through stuff.
Perfect. You find
Bullshit.
that this... You find that...
Could have killed all of you.
I was gonna say...
Your goddamn dark vision.
I was so ready for it. It's such a cool scene of Tex turning out the lights before going.
Yeah,
I would have gotten away with it too. Those free meddling kids.
I do also really, really like the image of Tex glowing green in the dark, and then Jane's eyes also glowing in the dark. That's a fun image too.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna turn the lights up a little bit for stream, just because you guys can see. They should be able to see too. You find an office. It looks to be sparse and not very well used. You can see that there's a little desk in the corner. There's a chair. There's a bookshelf, and I know there are books on there, but there's really just 1 or 2 little files that appear to just be expense reports if you flip through them quickly. Nothing terribly interesting. It's just kind of a cost of things that were purchased, most of which appears to be kind of simple research equipment. Paper, ink, measurements, tools, flasks, science stuff. Basic science stuff. However, there is a pile of paper sitting on the desk.
Okay, poke around.
These are also written in Emmerich. And it appears to be sort of a series of memos, internal memos written back and forth in Emmerich. The first memo reads, the Level 3 testing facility is temporarily halting its use of sympathetic soaks while we work on transitioning from aberrations to elementals. The Level 2 dream machines are still using aberrations. This means that the Level 3 machines will begin generating byproduct again. The response says, you mean corpses. I take it the elementals are working better now than they were last year then. You respond, no, I mean weapons. The elementals are showing promise, less byproduct slippage. In the meantime, Tannen believes there might be a use for the byproduct that slips through dimensional containment after all, and I had Anna deliver a protocol for harvesting the byproduct without activating it. Response reads, I read the protocol, and we are enacting it immediately. I thought the weapon was going to be a little more direct, weapon importantly being capitalized there. Response reads, this isn't the weapon capitalized, it is just a weapon lowercase. A happy accident, apparently. It turns out the incident a few months back is reproducible. Response reads, accidents indeed. You sure it's smart to be giving the Wexasassy this sort of stuff? A package that kills you when you look at it seems like a hell of a gift to be sharing so freely. Final response reads, it's above my pay grade. What Bauer wants, Bauer gets. Between you and me, I suspect Wexasass will be a colony by the end of the campaign. Once Chrysichus falls, you think they'll say no?
Very interesting. Is that how Susanna Bauer spells her last name?
No, you know that is pronounced, or spelled Bowers.
Oh, interesting. Okay, do the names Anna or Bauer ring any bells to me?
Give me society check.
because I don't know. No chance academia is applicable here.
Not here, no.
Okay.
You tell me about why you speak Emmerich.
What a terrific question. Jane learned Emmerich after becoming a robot because she thought it might be useful if she was found out to have been a robot to explain like her origin if she needed to like make up of essentially like she knows that the Emmerichs make like very, very complex machines and thought maybe someday she might need to pass herself off as an Emmerich machine.
Okay.
So she just learned it.
Understood. The name Anna doesn't mean anything to you. The name Bauer does. The president of Immer is Albrecht Bauer.
Oh. This goes all the way to the top. Okay. I will take all those papers and put them into my bag.
All right, perfect.
And I suppose just for good measure, I'll go open up this door that says offices too.
All right. Inside, you find another pair of simple desks and chairs. These look to be more well-used. People probably spent more time here and did more work. Just like before, there is not much left. It appears that a lot of this was actually deliberately packed up. But then they left in a hurry and left a few papers behind on their desks.
Okay.
3 total memos here. I'll just go through them in order. All of these appear to just be back and forth memos like before. First series. We noticed that the requisitions order for E54 energy cells this quarter was much lower than normal. Please explain? We have acquired a suitable number of viable operators to achieve positive net energy. The experiments are now generating more power than they consume. Intriguing. I suppose this was always the goal. I take it the requisition cells are for bootstrapping. Final response reads, right, the machines require some magical energy to kickstart. If we were to have a long enough lapse in experimentation, we wouldn't be able to boot the experiments back up without a pilot light, so to speak. Requested cells are sufficient to facilitate a few operations of the machines on level 2. If operated correctly, the resulting energy from their operation should be enough to restore power to the facility long enough to resume regular experimentation.
Presidential tour.
Second series, the presidential tour. President Bauer arrives on the 7th. He'll be bringing 3 generals and a scientific advisor. They want a demonstration and an explanation. This is your chance. I can explain to the scientific advisor, but I'm not confident President Bauer will understand the details. A demonstration might also be difficult. It's not ready for weaponization. Save it for them. I already know it's not ready yet. Even if it was, I don't suppose they have a test city just lying around for a demonstration. Your explanation needs to be simple enough for even the generals to grasp. If you're not confident you can speak on their level, I'll have Anna accompany you during their visit. She's good at dumbing things down for the boots. Leave her some notes to study over the weekend. I'll assign her to prepare a presentation. I'd appreciate Anna's help. Do it. Finally, third series. We got a 12.3 reduction in spontaneous drift events with the latest methodology. Response says that's something. It's not enough, I know. The new methodology also introduces a vulnerability to a number of spells normally reserved for spiritual assault. But the resulting benefits speak for themselves, I hope. Response reads, are you telling me that we're giving the Mark III hounds souls? Don't be fucking ridiculous. The accumulation of power also results in an accumulation of sympathetic residue. It's just a byproduct. Certain spells, especially divine spells, are like bleach for sympathy, and destroying that sympathy interferes with their function, just like improperly clearing the old Mark I boilers. I'm still catching up on the latest intel, but don't the natives believe that sympathetic buildup is exactly how souls are formed? No, fucking your wife is how souls are formed, and if you don't stop interjecting your hocus pocus into our process, I'll do just that. We have 2 more drifters for Mr. Rasut. Make sure they don't get lost. We're down to 8 in the level 2 time chamber. They can only soak so much before they drift.
Wild. All
Rip.
so wild. Does Rasut mean anything to me?
Give me a pretty difficult occultism check.
Not that difficult if I get a 20.
True. It does not ring any bells, no.
Gather up all these notes, try to keep them organized, and then head back to rejoin with my friends. No indications in any of these rooms of what this Machina project is. No like mission statement or like.
Nothing like that, no.
Okay, cool.
At this point,
Well,
Which-
James, look at those letters. Can I do either of these corpses have coin purses?
great question. Yeah, you take the time to search. There's no need for a check. They both have a little bit of spending cash on them for sure.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah, we got. Give me a D100. Mundane thing. Oh no, I'm sorry. Absolutely no magic. Nope, no magic. The only magic that rings up to you is if you go into this maintenance room down at the bottom. The little battery cells that Tex found earlier do ring up as magical.
Fucking Emmerich.
Right, 35 gold pieces.
You find about 2.5 gold pieces.
Do I have time to refocus?
Yes, we've had like a good 20 minutes pass. You guys can refocus a couple times, heal a couple times.
Can refocusing be done like while I'm reading these notes and shit, or I need to like dedicate time to it?
It essentially has to be something relevant to how you get mana back, but because you're a fucking wizard, I think that studying notes is close enough.
Appreciate it.
Like monks are allowed to meditate, druids are allowed to be in nature. I think that a wizard poring over notes counts as refocusing.
I appreciate that.
Well, while Jane's pouring over those notes and I'm looting these bodies, I will just ask. So why do you hate Tesseract so much?
The truth is, I have complicated feelings about them. I think that there's a lot of really smart people that work here doing really impressive arcana, and if they turned that in the right direction, they could make the world a better place. And I'm sure that, I mean, just like anything, I'm sure it's not a monolith. There's got to be people working here that really do just want to make the world a better place. But that's, I mean, you see what they're doing here. They've got slaves, they've got people being tortured and overexposed to sympathy and used for whatever means are more profitable than killing them. I mean, I'm not, it's not lost on me that I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them. None of this, I'd be a corpse at a train station if it weren't for them. But that doesn't justify what they are doing.
I don't see the problem with overexposure to sympathy.
This is all news to me too. I'm gonna need more time to look through these notes more thoroughly, but looks like it's all been researched here pretty thoroughly.
So, are we killing everyone we find, or letting them leave?
I'd like to think that maybe there's a little bit of green grass between killing everybody that we find and letting them all leave. Maybe case by case.
Well, a lot of the cases we've run into, they haven't given us a lot of opportunity to really discuss.
I mean, if somebody tries to kill us, we kill them. But if somebody is torturing Rita or Fetch and Sketch's mom or doing something obviously heinous in the moment. I don't think there's any harm in dispatching him. I would like to get as much information as we can if we can keep... If we find anybody alive down here to talk to.
Think there's much chance of us finding anyone alive?
Just kinda looks
Look
around
at the
building.
corpses.
Yeah, the corpses, the rubble everywhere. Sure doesn't seem that way, but I don't know. Maybe. I suppose there's always a chance. Looks like, based on these memos, there's at least 3 levels to this place, and maybe some of the lower ones are less damaged or have better security measures. It's hard to say till we see what we're dealing with.
If I understand the timeline that we're working with correctly, the damage here happened just under a week ago, and there were signs that your teacher came just a couple of days ago. Correct?
You know, it's been like 9 weeks since we found that information.
Yeah, God.
He just said he'd BRB, but
Damn. Bad time.
I don't know. None of this is what I was expecting. I didn't expect to find a portal to Zulakara and the sheriff's office, so...
It definitely wasn't part of the plan.
Also, it seems just downright negligent to build a place like this in Zulakara. They had to have known that the elements are, unpredictable around here. I figure it's just a matter of time before you get a lava flow through the middle of your building.
Hard to tell if it was ignorant or arrogant.
Yeah, arrogance is probably more likely with Tesseract than ignorance. Unless... Ooh, interesting thought. Maybe they did ward against the natural dangers of Zulakara, and one of the, what did they call them, operators, took matters into their own hands. I know Sketch had a dream of his mom unleashing some sort of elemental annihilation of some sort. I wonder if she did this.
It's possible. It certainly looks like something must have broke out.
I would expect this place to have been protected in some way against the natural elemental instability of this place.
On the topic of timeline, about 3 weeks ago, Fetch and Sketch did their dream experiments and contacted their mom. About 2 weeks ago, they had a dream where she seemed to be doing some weird lava shit. 1 week ago, you guys did not receive dreams from Rita or your mom, or their mom. You're about to hit the next Monday night. According to the prison, Rita was transferred about a week ago.
Wild. Are any of these memos dated? When was this tour supposed to happen?
The tour, the president's supposed to get here on the 7th is what it says. And you guys are coming up at the end of this month, going into the next month. The memo itself does not have like a date on it to show when it was written.
Does it give like a month of the 7th? Is it talking about like next month's 7th, or this tour happened 3 weeks ago sort of thing?
It just says the 7th.
Can I tell?
It's hard to tell. The memo is not dated, and it just says the 7th. Give me... Oh boy, is this... it's at least a slant. Give me academia.
Yeah, let me age this memo. Ugh.
Yeah, hard to say.
Okay. I think when we regroup with Fetch and Sketch, I'll just step in and be like, I don't know for sure, but I have a suspicion that this is your mom's handiwork. And she kind of just looks around at the general state of this place being destroyed.
What do you mean? You find her?
No, it's just Tesseract is well funded, well researched. This facility must have taken years to build, maybe longer, and however much longer they've been working here. This place has to have been like worded in some way against the natural elemental instability of Zulukara for something like this not to have happened sooner. I guess what I'm saying is I don't think all the destruction here is an accident of Zulukara's elements. I think this was done by someone, and you all had your dream about your mom unleashing some sort of lava annihilation, and that was about the same time that this all seems to have happened. And ever since, we haven't had dreams.
Mom's so cool.
I know. She's in a coma and chained naked in a cold room in a dungeon deep in who knows where, and she still killed 4 people with her magic. What a queen. You said something funny.
I don't think it's who knows where. I think it's here. I think the question is whether or not she escaped after she did this, or if she's still here.
Well, priority number 1 is we need to look around and see if we can find her. Secondly, it's not possible to stabilize the terrain in Zulukara. That's you mentioned that.
Right.
Don't calculate that into your thing. It's not possible.
Okay, 2 items. I think priority 1 is a little bit of healing because all of you look like shit. And then I think, I mean, I don't know. I don't know Zulukara. You're the expert. How could a place like this exist for years in Zulukara without some earthquake or underground lava flow taking it out, or some mountain springing out underneath it? I mean, it doesn't seem like it would be possible for a place like this to exist that long. Unless it was protected against in some way.
Yeah. How do your apple orchards grow when it only rains every couple of weeks? But sometimes it doesn't rain for a long time. Do you know what I mean? It's chaotic in nature. I would say it's overdue. How long has this place been here? You said years?
I mean, that's just a guess, but I mean, just based on the size and scope of it, I can't imagine it even being built in less than a couple of years, let alone however long they've been here working in it.
We've kept our camps, going for a couple of years at a time. Rarely, but it does happen.
Maybe they just got lucky.
I just can't imagine Tesseract and the president of Immer and everyone else involved in this project taking that kind of losing bet. I don't know. I could be wrong.
We also might not be in Zulukara. The facility like this I was in wasn't there. They'd taken me over to Patakak.
That is a very good point. I kind of had been assuming this whole time we were in Zulukara because of all the elemental destruction, but maybe we're not.
Incidentally, the core of the Zulukara is more chaotic than its borders.
Yeah, I mean, that lends credence to the idea that all this destruction has nothing to do with the Zulukara's elements. This actually is the doing of a very powerful spirit weaver.
I don't know, possibly. I can tell you this: spirit weavers. There are no spirit weavers that know how to stabilize Zulukara. If they do know how to do it, then they know better than to, right?
Right. Actually, I think Sketch might be onto something. I think maybe we're not in Zulukara at all.
Possible. Either way, we need to turn this place upside down.
The hallway over here, the door at the end's the washroom, and then there's a big drop. It seems like a big mechanical thing, but I don't know why they would make a big hole with a bunch of mechanics in it.
Do I know what this is? Am I aware of elevators?
You're aware of elevators. Tesseract has one in their main lobby. This is a huge fucking elevator. It's like 20 feet by 20 feet. So it's almost certainly used for like entire vehicles or cargo or things like that.
Maybe. So this looks to have been a lift of some sort, an elevator. There would be like a platform that is raised and lowered by these machines, so you can go to the different floors of this building. I know there's at least 3 based on these notes.
So it's a. They had the hubris to create a magical portal to another floor rather than opening, doing a ladder. Had they heard of stairs? How do you activate it?
Well, we'd have to find the platform first. Kind of like look up and down the shaft. Is there a sign of where the platform is?
So it's a small thing, but it is worth mentioning. This is like a double sliding door that slides open from the middle, big heavy metal doors, and they're currently like cracked open like 2 or 3 inches. There's a button that you press that presumably opens it, but when you press it, it doesn't open. So in other words, Fetch is probably not actually inside there right now.
Okay, stands to reason.
No, I'd turn it into a bug and get through.
Okay, you can. You absolutely can if that's your approach.
No, I can't. I can't actually go bug.
Fair.
Bug's too small.
I really need to emphasize that before we open absolutely any more doors anyway, we should really do some healing. Vex is dying.
Yeah, why don't we take an hour?
Yeah, if you guys essentially just chill for another 40 minutes, you guys can do your second round of healing. You're going to have several more cornucopias. You can heal to full over the course of an hour or 2.
How do you heal in the system?
Once per hour, you can do a treat wounds, and then every 10 minutes, Sketch can do like a good berry.
Do you need to be trained in anything for that?
Let me check. I think it might take
to be at
medicine
least
training.
trained in medicine.
If video games have taught me anything, you have to check to see if the bathroom works.
You say you have to be trained in medicine, and it's a pretty piss poor healing if you're just trained. If anybody has anything more than trained, that'd be better. I've only got trained.
I just have trained.
Medicine?
Medicine, yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm probably the best in the party currently.
I'm untrained.
Use your mud too, right?
I got rid of my mud. I can't do
You get
mud
rid of your
anymore.
mud. Okay.
Yeah. Mud was just a +1, but no, I use nature for medicine, and nature I'm like either expert or master or legendary.
Oh, sweet.
But it's pretty high.
Yes, I think
It's
the rest
maxed
of
out
us-
anyway.
I got rid of my ability to heal with nature because I wasn't using it, and now I need it, so it's fine.
I was going to say, you swapped out a healing right before entering
Right
the party
before.
with very few healers in it.
Yeah.
Fetch is very good at healing, though. So every hour you can heal each person, essentially. Are you an expert or a master, Fetch?
I'm the cap for this level, but let me hang on.
Master.
Master, nice.
Master, correct.
Excellent. So you essentially get to gamble on your DC. You can choose a higher DC for much better healing. The highest DC you can currently pick is 18 for master healing.
So
Or
you
you
need to
can
roll
do 14 or 16 if you want.
Oh, that reminds me, Feck. Are these DCs different for PWL?
They are. It's on the wiki, but let me copy it here.
Thank you, because I was using 15 for all the rolls I made earlier. Okay, mine's still all the same.
But you could have done this once right after combat, and then again after the second hour. So if you essentially want to just do 2 nature checks for each person, we can find out how much they healed.
All right, who wants one? What are these numbers?
You choose one of those DCs. If you choose 18, you get a shitload of healing if it works, but if you fail it, obviously it doesn't do any healing.
Yeah, essentially, the higher DC you pick, the more healing you get out of it.
Okay, and there's 3 party members that I'm concerned with, right?
Right.
Sketch, Jane, and Tex. And myself? Can I do myself?
You can do yourself, yeah.
So,
All right, so
I'm-
4.
I'm probably okay. I mean, I'll take one if we're just doing them anyway, but I'm only down 13 hit points and I can heal myself still one more time.
I'd really like to not be wounded.
So I'm doing 8 rolls. I'm going to start with Sketch.
Are you doing
18.
the hardest rolls on all of them? Perfect.
Yep.
Love it.
Fail.
Hey, there we go.
That's one for Sketch.
That
Next
is-
is
2d8 plus 30 for Sketch.
next is me. Nailed it.
Good. And 2 good. That is 48 plus 60 for Fetch.
Nailed it. Tex is next.
Success and
Nailed it.
success. 48 plus 60 for Tex.
All right, Jane's up next.
So I'll take one if you got it.
Success.
Yeah, I don't know how to fix robots.
That's Still
Oh,
tough.
it was a crafting check, not a medicine check. It is worth mentioning.
I was hoping I would roll really low there.
Did you already treat wounds yourself, Jane?
I tried, so I treat wounds myself once successfully and once failed.
Okay.
So I don't think Fetch can do me anyway.
Correct. They can't overlap. Yeah, you're immune.
And frankly, I feel like it makes a lot of sense that Fetch can't use a nature check to fix up the robot anyway.
It sure does. Yeah.
Can't you stack them if it's different people? Aren't you only immune to the person who did it?
No. I
Or
think
is
the
that- do you
target
need
becomes
that be-
immune to any treat wounds
Right.
for an hour.
I think battle medicine is what you're thinking of.
Oh, okay.
They become immune to your battle medicine for an hour. Or a day, or whatever it is. It is worth mentioning, while all of this is going on, Sketch is also pumping out good berries the whole time, so like he can top off anything that's still missing.
Wait, how much did I heal? I think.
48 plus 60.
Oh, I'll just top off.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're almost certainly topped off.
See if I can eat a couple good berries. I can top off. I'm only missing 13.
How long are
How much
we?
they?
There you go. There's 16.
How long are we hanging out?
Sounds like another 40 minutes after we got to this room.
Let's see. Yeah, each treat wounds is 10 minutes, so you had to do a round of healing, spend an hour waiting or exploring or checking notes, and then another 40 minutes doing the second round of treat wounds. So it has been an hour and 40 since the battle.
Okay.
Yeah. And I want you to know, you are covered in mud and some kind of weird paint.
Amazing.
All of us.
48 plus 8, right?
48 plus 60.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. Treat wounds pretty good at master level.
So good.
God, this game's stupid.
The
Yeah,
paint
there's really
also
no
burns
point
a
in
little
me
bit.
having heal. Like, it's just silly.
The entire
Is this
time.
washroom just 2 holes in the ground and a sink?
Those are called glory holes.
That's not what those are called.
Incorrect.
Hooter Brown told me about them.
Not
Well,
what Good
let-
Brown was talking about.
It is literally just 2 toilets side by side. Notably, the whole thing locks. It's like a single bathroom that for some reason has 2 toilets.
So that we can hold hands while we go.
Give me who asked this question? Did Fetch ask this question?
About the bathroom, it was me.
It was you, Sketch. Give me a perception check or a crafting check. Oh, you're good at crafting.
Would
These
crafting
are-
be better than perception?
Yeah, crafting would be better than perception.
By the way, these are not toilets, these are latrines.
True. Sketch, one of them appears to be a latrine. The other one appears to be a latrine that is equipped to handle oil and other machinery fluids.
Oh, they have a toilet for Jane. That's nice.
Yeah, they literally have a toilet for Jane.
Okay, are we all good now?
No, we gotta get this portal working.
Right, but we're ready to try that.
Yeah.
So it only takes 10 minutes to refocus, right?
Yep.
Okay, then I'm refocused
Yeah, you're good.
for sure. If we took an hour and 30.
All right, you come over, you find the door is slightly cracked. The button that you would normally push to open it seems to do nothing with the power not flowing to it.
Oh, is the button not working? I can look at it. Or I guess Jane, you might be better at crafting than me. I'm not sure. No, wait, I had to do the train thing. Get out of the way, I'll do it.
Give me a crafting check. You're able to pretty quickly deduce that these doors are normally powered, and they simply are not powered. They're not receiving power. With that said, they're just on rollers, and they can probably be forced open.
Could I cast electric arc on it and power it that way?
Oh, I love that. It'll power it for just like a second or two, so you're gonna have to do
That's
it a
all
few
we need.
times, but if you just like power it and then push the button like 7 times, it'll open.
That's how I work elevators anyway. You just rapidly press
Yeah.
the button.
Yeah.
We do have to hear ding 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 like 7 times in a row.
True. After like the 6th or 7th attempt, you feed it like, a quarter of a second of power. The doors slide open another quarter inch, and you do this over and over until it's wide enough for you guys to actually squeeze through. And inside, this is easier to describe out of character than in character. It's this big open shaft that seems to go down. It was probably a massive elevator or lift shaft at some point, but what you're seeing is just the shaft. Looking down, you can see that there is, another door, like it goes out to the floor 2. But right below, maybe a foot and a half below floor 2, is molten lava that has hardened and is at least, like, not bubbling currently. It is still very, very hot in this shaft.
Nice.
Do I see, like, the platform? Do I see what's... Or is it presumably, like, below the lava, I guess?
You don't see it, so that's a safe assumption.
Oh, shoot. I thought it was a glass bottom elevator. Oh,
You just kind of jumped in there, didn't you?
I just kind of went in.
It's currently a magma bottom elevator.
I'm guessing the...
Sorry,
So
lava.
we can only see down to the 2nd floor, and these notes say there's at least 3 floors. So the 3rd floor is maybe completely buried in magma, lava. And I imagine the lift that would normally take us down there is probably underneath all that lava too. So we might have to climb our way down to that 2nd floor. Is there like sufficient stuff here to do climbing? Or is there like any kind of handles, or is it just smooth?
There's like a maintenance ladder. It's essentially a don't roll an at-1 check.
Love it.
Keep in
Here I
mind,
go.
lava produces toxic fumes, and in that kind of shaft, those fumes don't go anywhere. They're going to linger. That there's no clean air in there. You cannot breathe that.
True.
It's okay, I'm a robot. Alright, I think
I
will
could just
start making my
Gale
way down,
Blast over.
unless one has a
it.
plan.
Perfect.
I guess if I Gale Blast it, it would just make it come out here, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I would say just cover your face and don't breathe.
Oh, I have face mask.
Ladders and I don't get along so well.
I was gonna ask, yeah.
Can we put you in a backpack?
You can attach
Sure.
yourself to my body with your claws. I'll only take like 7 damage, but you'll...
Do that.
I'll take the backpack. Just don't drop it.
Okay.
All right. Anyone who's heading down, don't roll an at-1 on acrobatics or athletics, your choice.
I have climb speed.
If you have a climb speed, you can just do it for free.
I just do it for free then.
Perfect.
Wait, do we have a climb speed, or do you have something for that?
I do. I have the climbing claws ancestry option.
One from Sketch. All right, you guys shuffle your way down and swing into the 2nd floor. It is very hot in here. You hold your breath. You can feel your eyes kind of watering a little bit, but you're able to swing out without there being any too serious problems. As you swing out, you find yourself in a pretty narrow hallway. You can see that it wraps up around to the north and also down into a bigger open room to the south. And there is writing on the wall here in Imric that reads Machina 2. Fetch right beside you, there's a heavy metal door. And the Imric label reads Dream Chamber. Sorry, Time Chamber.
He can't read.
Oh, true.
I can't read it.
There's
Time
Imric writing.
chamber.
I just want you to know, Fetch is currently in ultra slow motion with his knee in the air about to kick the door in. It's slow motion so that you have a chance to stop him if you want to.
She pushes you out of the way to kick the door in.
Amazing.
Oh no, there's so many hounds in here.
As you kick the door in, you find that there is a slightly smaller but still very expansive lab operating room. The centerpiece of which is this enormous machine made of all sorts of copper and brass. There are these tanks. You can see that it is all connected through this copper piping to some sort of a power system that runs along the top of the room, along the ceiling. There are a couple of desks. There are some notes on one of the desks. And you see that against the back wall, kind of connected by copper tethers to this piping, are 8 Imric Warhounds that are just kind of standing there.
Notes.
Spare parts
say,
for Drifter. We should take one.
I would not. Don't touch anything yet until we read.
The notes here are much like the notes from upstairs. They're just quick little flashcard things. The bullet points read, the Wexitesi have discovered a reliable method of creating small instances of what appears to be time travel. Tannen, in particular, has pioneered most of this research. An operator is exposed to stimuli for a fixed period of time, about 15 minutes, and then all of the sympathetic energy generated during that time is sent back in time to the start of the experiment. The result is that you push a button and instantly receive sympathetic power based on what you were about to do, even if you then decide not to do it. The amount of sympathy you can generate from a single operator in just 15 minutes is pretty small, but you can run the experiment hundreds or even thousands of times in the blink of an eye. All of that energy from thousands of time loops is then sent back to the same moment in time, resulting in a huge burst of power.
That seems safe.
Delicious. Are there any other? So last time this like a piece of paper with some bullet points sitting on top of an actual file of details. Is there like a file of details here?
Yes. So this is basically sitting on like a 30-page stack of detailed, dense scientific notes written in Emmerich.
Someone's gonna have to drag Jane out of this room.
I will say, go and give me Academia, or your best magic check.
I will. I'm so. I guess
I'll tell you what you get on the 21st, and you decide if you want to boost it. On a 20, this is fucking dense. It's all in Emmerich. You're going to have to translate it before you can even begin to pick it apart, and even then you will be spending probably months, if not like a year or two, deciphering all of it. But the thing that stands out to you almost immediately is there is a lot of occult shit here. This is not just science, and it is not just arcana. This is involving occult magic.
Okay, perfect. I think it takes about 10 minutes of denial for Jane to understand that she can't just sit here and absorb this knowledge into her brain right this second. Takes a lot of willpower for her to like stuff it into her bag, but she eventually does so.
We have a hand raise from Tex. What is Tex up to currently?
Boy, dumbass. We shouldn't wander off.
Jane's going to be in there for 5 years.
Yeah,
Just-
and remember when
just-
Dum Dum ran off and nearly got you killed?
He
just
was
an hour
stupid
ago?
enough to open the door when he can't read what's on the door.
And something could be wandering down these hallways.
It's a really narrow hallway. Like, I think we could outrun it, probably, if it's anything big.
Oh yeah, it definitely needs to be big to kill you.
Point taken, but I'm already down here, so...
As you
I mean,
make your way down this hall, you see that there's a little bit of crumbling at the end of the hallway. You pass by another metal door that is labeled Elemental Containment. And at the end, you see that there is another metal door connected to kind of a power grid. It has sort of a similar thing going on to the elevator doors that reads Stairwell.
Okay, well, we don't open that, and we don't open that. I guess we just wait. But now I know there's nothing cool that I can't look at before they get down here.
Is there any indication in the brief time that I take to at least like read through the headings of all these papers of why these warhounds are here in the time room specifically, how they're related to this time project?
They're powered by sympathetic energy, and the note from earlier talked about using the Mark IIIs with sympathetic energy.
The note from earlier does end with, we have 2 more drifters for Mr. Rasoot. They make sure they don't get lost. We're down to 8 in the level 2 time chamber. They can only soak so much before they drift.
Okay. So the implication I'm getting is that they're using this time travel sympathy method, the like sending sympathy backward in time, to charge these drifter or these warhounds with sympathy.
Seems like a reasonable guess, and on a 20, I feel like that's about a reasonable guess, yeah.
Okay.
You could potentially get like more specific details with a higher roll if you feel like burning it, but that's up to you.
Yeah, I do feel like burning it. I will burn 1 hero point to start with.
bumping that to a 25. The impression you're getting from the notes is that the result of the experiment is a lot of power that comes with baggage, the baggage being sympathetic residue. You know from experience and from your education that can turn into a daemon, it can do a bunch of other dangerous things. Reading through the schematics and diagrams, it appears that they've created a way to direct all of that sympathetic residue into a creature, which can basically serve to, like a sponge. It sponges up all that sympathy so that it doesn't become a daemon or something more dangerous. And also with the 25, you get the sense that also provides some power. So yes, you get the feeling that these warhounds are serving two purposes. The first is to contain a bunch of sympathetic residue that is generated by this process, and the second is to be powered by the process.
Okay, I got it, okay. Cool. Yeah. I think Jane doesn't, almost can't bring herself to leave this room until she's, verified that she doesn't need to, find a way to bring this machine with her or something, but
Right.
this pack of schematics and papers gives her some peace of mind to at least keep moving and try to find Rita.
Tex, let me get a perception check from you. Wonderful, carry on. I'll give you at least a little bit. You smell kind of a sulfuric smell from the door that you passed by in the hallway to your northeast there.
Okay, that's the elemental containment?
Elemental containment, yeah.
Okay.
Alright, I will reluctantly walk out of this room and go catch up with Tex and Sketch.
Alright.
The last time we messed with a room that said elemental containment, it had a bunch of angry elementals in it. Do we want to see what's in here?
No.
Can I make a perception check to see if I hear anything?
Yes, please give me a perception check.
Okay.
I already
I
closed
don't know
the
how
door
you
on
missed
him.
it. I just kicked the door.
But you definitely can smell kind of a sulfuric smell coming from there. You also hear a faint popping and cracking, light lightning.
There's something lightning in there. If you open that door, I'm going to close it behind you and leave you in there.
We're turning this place
Let's go.
upside down before we burn it. We'll check every room. Better that we have the surprise.
May I ask a quick question, Peck?
Yeah.
Forever ago, we had a mission from Landfall to go somewhere and get some shit from a fire turtle, didn't we? Or am I making that up?
We did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where was that place? Because that's probably where we are.
Let me pull up my notes and make sure I give it to you correctly.
Oh, that's a good instinct. I feel like it was round Eden, but north.
Yeah, wasn't it north?
I think it was
Yeah.
northwest.
Or I thought northeast. Might have been west, actually. Now that I've seen him out. Wasn't in Zulukara, that's for sure.
I thought it was Hellsmouth. Hellsmouth?
Could have been.
Hellsmouth? Oh, which that's where fucking fake Jane was, too.
Yeah.
But that's where we are.
I thought it was Jodalok, but I might be confusing it with the other elemental.
The important thing is that we can all agree there's certainly only fire turtles one place on the planet.
True. So here's the story. The mission had several different options. There was one reported in Jodalok. There was one reported in the mountains in Patakak. There was one in the mountains in Kite. There was also one in Hellsmith. when that mission was announced, Fetch took Darwin aside and was like, hey, what if those are important spirits that we shouldn't piss off? And Darwin was like, okay, cool, I'll send some people to like narrow it down and make sure that we're not fucking with something that we shouldn't be fucking with. And he then, after your next mission, got back in touch with Fetch and said that he learned that there was an angry volcanic turtle that had been causing trouble for the Imrics in Patakak, along the eastern mountain ridge on the coast of Patakak.
That's where I bet we are.
Yeah,
Patty cake, please.
Since the Emmerich control that territory. Okay, cool. I was just trying to narrow down where we might be in the world. I guess that makes most sense.
All right, we have elementals.
Yes, sorry. You guys do enter the room. And inside you find a relatively clean and undisturbed lab environment where there are 4 large, thick glass chambers, each of which is plenty big enough to hold an elemental, but only 3 of which seem to contain elementals. The southernmost one contains a rocky turtle thing that has magma growing from cracks under its skin. The second one appears to have sort of like a snake-like creature made out of geodes. The third one is empty. And the fourth one contains a very large zephyr hawk. All of them appear to be just kind of like resting or not really doing much until the zephyr hawk sees Fetch and Sketch walk into this room, at which point it bolts up and it looks directly at the two of you, and it begins freaking out, banging against the glass.
Do I recognize this zephyr hawk? Oh, good.
It has been a long time. And it has certainly gotten bigger. But yeah, you believe that this is Doru. This is your mom's familiar.
Oh.
It does mean mom's here. Look, it's Doru. Mom's Doru.
Yeah, and more than that, look, this is probably the reason the fire turtle upstairs is trying to get down here so bad.
Oh yeah. Well, 2 birds with 1 knot, but 2 glass tubes. No.
Real quick before we move on to something else, these canisters, are they bolted to the ground?
Bolted to the ground. They're made of glass. The glass is very thick. They do have latches. They can be opened. They're just machines.
What I mean is there's approximately 0 chance of getting them out while still inside the capsule.
Oh, almost certainly not. Even if you could move them, these things are the size of an SUV and are made of thick glass.
The one that's empty, is it open?
No, negative. It is closed.
I open it and I shove Fetch into it.
Thank you so much. Oh my god, thank you.
Message.
I wanted to do it, but I didn't want to be the dumb one.
Yeah. Fetch, you find yourself shoved into this thing and the door closes behind you.
Okay, do we want to look at everything else first?
I feel like I know how to tackle now.
He's a starter Pokemon. It's weird though, there's 2 rock starters and a flying starter. It kind of sucks.
Yeah, this is a weird
One's
generation.
fire.
That's true, he's
Fire
got fire. Obviously the best.
The other one too has purple on it, which means it's definitely psychic.
True.
Yeah.
And Zephyr Hawks are lightning-y.
So we have like electric flying, rock psychic, and rock fire. This randomizer's fucked.
If you don't take electric flying, you are.
I was gonna say that's the
incorrect.
obvious choice. Yeah.
Obviously, everybody loves Zapdos. You do see that there are also papers stacked on the desk here.
So I'll start reading them out loud to the family.
Excellent. I will read these, but it is worth pointing out that the entire time I'm reading these, Doru is freaking out inside that cage trying to get out.
This is my mom's familiar. It should be fine if I let it out. Is that good with everybody?
Jane nods.
Hey, you're gonna pick me, right?
I just need to check this one's stats first. Nature.
You pry open this capsule, and this bird comes storming out of the containment cell. It flies like 3 or 4 tight circles around the room, frantically. Just almost seems like it is involuntarily casting off claps of lightning. And finally, it like gets the nerves out of its system, lands right next to you. This bird is huge, for the record. It like sees eye to eye with you, and it just begins like gently assaulting you, I guess is the best way to put it. It is rubbing its face all over you. It wraps its wings around you. It is hopping all around you. It is so excited to see you. And then it looks over at the capsule where Fetch is stuck, and it starts like trying to get into that capsule.
All right. We can let him out.
You pry it out and let Fetch out. And this bird nudges its way in between the two of you, and it wraps one arm around each one of you. And it just like sits there preening for as long as you let it.
Oh, I'm gonna hug it back.
As you hug it back, there is a almost slow motion event that Tex and Jane kind of see from the side, where all of your fur begins to stand on end and drift up. The signs of an imminent lightning strike begin to form around the 3 of you. And then there is a crash of lightning that doesn't hurt you, but you feel this like static energy that like ripples through your entire bodies. As I think Tex, I believe, would be the one to best understand what's going on here, because he's incredibly sensitive to sympathetic energy. The invisible sympathetic buildup that had been orbiting around the 2 of you for as long as it's been there, at least since Severalex noticed it, suddenly connects with this bird, discharges, and forms a link. The 2 of you immediately gain a level up.
Oh, shit.
Shit. I knew I get to be level 9. I called it.
Hell yeah.
How do I interpret this in character, however?
You suddenly feel a tremendous surge of elemental power flow through your veins.
I fucking love a narratively justified level up. Fucking love it.
While that is going on, the notes read, "We are in the process of replacing aberrations with elementals for the purpose of soaking excess sympathy. The most useful type of elemental for this purpose is called a locus, an elemental that represents many or even all elements in comparable proportions. We've not yet secured a powerful locus. Serchun is a powerful locus located in Zulakara, but it is
They better not.
infeasibly strong for our purposes, not to mention that her disappearance would be politically messy. Loci are very rare on the material plane, because they're usually destroyed by other elementals before they can mature. Young loci are much weaker than young pure elementals, and only become powerful if they survive to great maturity. Loci are also hard to raise in captivity. They respond well to native spellcasters and elemental shamans who call themselves spirit weavers. Most spirit weavers are naturally adept at controlling a specific type of pure elemental, fire or metal or air or what have you, but very few spirit weavers are well attuned to connect with the loci, and those spirit weavers are often overlooked because of their affinity for magic blooming late. They also have trouble connecting with any one particular element in their studies."
What was the name of that fledgling spirit weaver we met that like wasn't finding a connection to any of the elements forever ago?
Oh, man.
You don't actually have to.
K
Find
something. I got it. I
just remember us meeting a little lady like that.
Bongani something.
She was trying to tame Pikachu and it wasn't working. It wasn't
True.
Pikachu. I forget what her guy was. It's like a
She didn't have the slug, did she? No.
no. The slug was chill as hell.
Right.
She had a rambunctious little fire monkey or something.
Kaira.
Hmm.
She had the little fire links that would not cooperate.
Yeah. Jane will take these diagrams and notes and just pack them away. Having just an absolute field day collecting all these notes. And say, well, can you two communicate with the other two? Let them know that we don't mean them any harm. We can help them get out of here. The last elementals we ran into in this place didn't seem terribly receptive to our information.
These are a bit more sentient, I think. I could probably try talking to them, yeah.
Yeah, it's if you think about it, it's you can ask a person or a living creature with a soul and an intelligent mind to step out of the room without eating the marshmallows, but you can't tell a candle flame to stop burning because there's a bigger pile of wax around the corner. Do you know what I mean?
I don't think
Yeah.
the candle burns the wax so much as it burns the wick, but yeah.
Actually, you're dead wrong. But anyway,
I just am wondering if these are more candle flame or child in a room with marshmallows.
oh. Don't tap on the glass. They hate it. It drives them crazy. I guess for the turtle one, maybe I'll like tap on the glass, completely hit her hypocritically to get its attention, and then I'll speak to it in Terran and I'll say, "Your mummy's upstairs. Do you want to go see her?"
You begin to speak Terran, and behind you, Doru kind of like stands up straight, alert, and then cocks its head to the side, and then looks back and forth between Fetch and Sketch, and in Orin speaks, "Wait, do you speak now?"
I don't know that one.
I do. He doesn't know this one.
Little thing, I thought I would never see you again. Where is she?
We're looking for her, too. We thought she'd be here, but
She is sometimes. It's been many sleeps. I haven't seen her in too long.
Can you stop blowing in the bird's face? I'm trying to focus.
Well,
I'm talking to the bird. You talk to your turtle. We're looking for her to see if she's here, maybe further down.
okay.
If she's not here, we're gonna find her eventually.
All right. I don't like this place. I haven't seen the suns in a very long time.
We'll take you outside soon.
For real?
Yeah.
I would love that. As long as she can come.
Yeah, of course.
Meanwhile, Fetch, eventually this thing kind of does lumber to its feet. And it's muffled by thick glass, but you hear, what do you want?
The mountain you slid out of. It's nearby. I can take you back to it.
Oh. Okay. I would like that. It's cold in here.
It's hot up there. Follow me.
All right.
I don't know how we're gonna get you up the elevator shaft, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to find that out.
I'll just go ahead and let him go. He seems fine.
All right. You crack it open, and it kind of awkwardly clambers out. It's just big enough that it can kind of reach down with an awkward step onto the ground. Heat sears off of it, but it just kind of looks around. Do we have to do the machines again today?
No, I'm destroying everything in this building.
Oh, that's good.
You just hang out. Follow me.
All right. What about that one?
It doesn't. Has it been reacting to me speaking Terran?
It's been kind of idly watching, but not getting involved.
I've never seen. Well, I out of character would say I've never seen one of them. Has maybe Fetch has? I'm not sure.
Maybe. Give me a nature check. Never seen
Nope.
anything specifically like this. Looks like a rock elemental of some sort.
Yeah, I mean that one feels a little strange, but they're all kind of a little strange. Yeah, screw it. I'll let it out too. Let's go. Follow me.
It seems apprehensive at first, but the turtle thing kind of comes over and speaks to it in Terran. We're going up, back to the mountain. All right. Do we have to do the machines today? They say we don't. Good. And it will begin to kind of slither after you guys as well.
Want a cracker?
Do you hold up food for it?
I don't know if I have any. I don't have any food. I have some Dreamtime tea. You want to knock it the F out?
Hell yeah, let's go. Alright, as you guys step back out here, you find a doorway that is labeled stairwell. However, it is a heavy metal door, and you see that there's a metal button next to it, just like the elevators.
I push it.
You push it, nothing happens.
I try to open the door.
You try to force it open, and it... Give me athletics.
Oh, I automatically fail.
Oh, did you try to open it too?
Yeah.
Also give me athletics then.
I automatically fail if you ask me for a roll.
Oh. Fair.
That's how my ability works, is if you ask... I can do anything until you ask me to roll.
Until I ask you to roll for it. I gotcha.
Fail.
I see.
That's not a joke. That's literally how this ability works.
Oh, wait, what's the ability? Oh, it's that hand thing.
My shadow
I gotcha.
hand.
I understand. So, yeah, for what it's worth, even on the 15, James, this door is much heavier. It doesn't seem to be on rollers. It seems to be like a fancy science roll up into the ceiling door.
Fancy science.
Fancy science roll up into the ceiling metal door, which means it is very heavy, and it also seems to be latched. In other words, it seems to have some security on it.
Oh, stand
Is
back.
the latch on the outside?
It has a button that you press to open it, but it doesn't have a visible door handle.
Okay, but there isn't a latch that's visible blocking it.
Oh, I see what you said. So there is a latch, but it appears to be on the inside of it, on the side, into the door frame, essentially.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm a cat. Anyone who has a cat knows how skilled they are at just shoving their paws under a door.
True.
Can I try and do that and just lift?
You can certainly try. It is very heavy, but you can absolutely try. Give me athletics.
I'm a buff cat.
You're a buff cat.
I just needed to get it a couple. I just needed an inch so that I can slip under.
For sure.
You can shove your little face through it.
You try to dig a couple claws under and just
My
lift.
paw's stuck.
Yeah. And essentially what you find is that even if you were to kind of get a good hold on it and lift, it seems to be lock latched.
Step back. Step away from the door.
I can't.
Help him get away from the door. I'm starting to panic. There's something funny going on.
I take up my corrosive knife and I'm just gonna jab it into the metal
I
and
thought you were
start
about to
melting
cut
it
your
away.
paw.
No, I thought you did too. Just wait.
I thought you were sawing yourself right here.
I was so free. Like a wolf in a trap.
He gets his hand stuck for 3 seconds and is already going for amputation.
I mean, you've seen a cat get stuck before. They flip
True,
out.
they do freak out, yeah. Alright, what you doing, Fetch?
I need Tex to be out of the way.
Oh, right, the corrosive knife. Fuck, give me an attack roll, I guess? Or yeah, that's enough to at least wedge it under there and corrode it enough that you can pull your claw free.
Oh, hurry up, it's coming. I can't stop it now, hurry.
What are you doing? What's Fetch
Cast
doing?
lightning bolt on it.
Amazing, love that.
I thought you were gonna pee on it or something.
Holy shit, that's a 3rd level lightning bolt.
Isn't lightning bolt a 3rd level spell?
True.
Why are you getting 3rd level spells? Should I be having? Oh, it's because I should probably have higher.
I was gonna say, I think you should have.
That helped me out with it.
I was gonna say, I think you should have 1 3rd level spell now if you have the Druid archetype. With basic spellcasting.
Yeah.
Fetch is more surprised than anybody else is. 30 damage. Let's go.
30 damage.
If it doesn't destroy the door, I figured at least it'll power it up briefly.
It does. So what happens is you fire it at the door, and you watch as electricity courses through it and into it, and all around you, the lights flicker. Everything is illuminated momentarily as all of these bulbs light up. For like 3 or 4 seconds, what do you do right away?
Frantically shake my like burning, crackling hand and try to blow it out.
While he does that, I'll push the button.
You push the button as the door begins to lift up and up and up. You watch as power flickers, goes back up, or goes back out. The door stops, but there is about a 5-inch clearance on the bottom of the door now.
Enough for a cat.
Enough for a cat.
What? The thunderclap was point blank. What'd you say?
I'll slip on through.
All right, slip on through, and you find yourself in a stairwell.
Can I sneak down the stairs?
Absolutely. Also, I should probably describe, there is also stairs going up. You're on level 2, but you see that it is like caved in with rubble and wreckage. You could potentially try to like weasel your way up if you wanted to, but down is clear.
Real quick, does that extra 5 inches of it being open give me another crack at lifting with athletics?
Yeah, you can give me
Or
one.
not, for not up. Okay.
And then Tex, you said you're going down?
I'm gonna sneak down.
Sneak down. Love it, love it, love it. Jane, you find that it is still, like, latched in place. It is going to be very hard to move. It's on some sort of a tread.
Shit.
They have over-engineered this door. Tex, as you sneak your way down, nothing seems to stop you right away. Find yourself at the bottom of the stairwell, where there is a door that reads level 3.
Is it the same kind of like roll-up door?
It is, and there's a metal button on the inside.
Alright, I will press the button.
You press the button, nothing happens.
Is there like a card reader on this thing?
It doesn't appear to be. Give me a perception check. 27, it doesn't appear to be. It looks like it is just a metal button that causes the shutter to rise and fall. 27 is good enough to know that this seems to be like pretty heavily reinforced, like a containment door. There's also a faint hum of magic on it. And Jane, do you still have Detect Magic up?
I do, yeah.
There's protection from, or there's at least some sort of abjuration spell on the door. Also on the 27 Tex, the door appears to be basically identical to the one that you just got through, which was on a tread and was like powered and only went up while that power briefly flickered on while Fetch powered it with a lightning bolt.
Okay. So it just needs power.
It needs power.
Could,
Or super
could Doru
hypocritical.
give us some lightning over here?
Probably. I also have an electric cantrip, like I could do what I did with the last door.
That should work.
I cast electric art over and over. Can we move it 5 inches at a time?
You can move it like a quarter of a centimeter at a time, but if you're willing to sit here for a good long time, like a good 10-15 minutes, you can get enough for everybody to crawl under.
I could ask Doru, but it just feels rude.
Yeah, it's just, trying to save your mom's life. So no hurry. I don't say that.
Thinks it.
I'll
We're
go
all
up
pretty,
and
we're all pretty thin. We don't need it all the way open. Enough to just, first of all, to squeeze under it.
Yeah, eventually you are able to get it open enough for all of you to kind of crawl under, and I'll drag you all down.
I will go up, and as it's slowly going up, I'm just going to warn everybody. We'll need more power down here, too.
Yep, you guys get to the bottom and find that there is another one of these stairs.
I guess we can ask Doru. I mean, if it's to help Mom, I'm sure he'd be fine with it.
I'll do what I can. Yes. Just send electricity into the door.
We're aiming for this button here powers a mechanism. I don't know if you can like see the wire or something.
I'll try. And you watch as she goes over and she kind of like inspects it for a moment. And then she kind of like taps her beak to it. And there's a zap and a buzz. And it begins to illuminate for a little bit. And it goes up like, a quarter of a centimeter. And then she's like, okay, I can do it again. I just need like 10 seconds to recharge. And essentially, she will also help you in spamming cantrips, opening this door
We can pass.
a quarter of a centimeter at a time, yeah.
Once it's a few inches up, I will slip under first just to make sure that there's nothing like immediately on the other side.
Perfect.
You're
Give me
so
a stealth check.
hypocritical running off on your own. Right after you told me not to.
Well, unlike all of you, I'm capable.
Oh! Can we power energy in it the other way to put the door back down and just leave them here?
Possibly.
No, I wouldn't do that.
X as you step back out, or step under the door as it is just barely kind of cracked open. You see that there is essentially an observation floor. Well, what you see immediately is a hallway, but it only goes in one direction. And as you head up through the hallway, you see that it leads to an observation chamber. Glass window looks out over a huge room. You can see that there are a number of desks. There's some papers on these desks. There's Emmerich writing on the wall. Down below, probably a good 15-20 feet in the observed area, this enormous warehouse, you see that there are 3 machines that look kind of like the one Jane was studying earlier, one of which is glowing brightly. There is a bunch of other machinery spread out around the edges, looks like ancillary equipment, and a huge fucking crater tunnel thing in the floor with a bunch of destroyed machinery all around it.
Can I tell if that appears natural or like it was man-made or if it was like tunneled by like a purple worm type thing?
Give me your choice of perception or nature.
Definitely going to be perception.
Perfect.
Can I try?
Once you get through there, yes.
I should have been through there.
Oh, do you have a little kitty?
I'm literally, I'm smaller
okay.
than Tex.
Perfect. You are also a little kitty, so you see the same
I
thing.
see another familiar and I kill it.
Oh no!
Tex, you told us not to go alone. I'm your backup.
Oh my god, look, we have a mascot, finally! We finally have a mascot for the campaign!
I've never seen fetch kitty cat token before. It's too precious.
I'm just a little guy.
Just a little guy.
Yeah, he's so tiny.
He looks like he's as smart as he is for the first time.
I have a little
Texas-
lift because of my snaggle tooth.
Aww.
God.
Tex
Alright,
is
now
gonna
also
eat
do
you
the
like he
Cooter
ate
Brown
the other
voice.
kitten.
Freak is going to kill all of us. 16 and 23. Oh boy, how do I explain this? It appears to be crudely burrowed by something enormous. There are scrape marks and scratch marks, like something dug through the concrete and the stone here.
Okay, so it definitely wasn't just like a normal Zulakaring, like
Certainly not. Like
sinkhole.
too big to be a purple worm, too big to be a sinkhole. You see that after a certain point, it does open to what appears to be kind of like natural cave, but at least there's at least like a good 8 or 9 feet that was literally just like dug through crudely.
I've seen TP swallowed up by holes like this, but they weren't quite as. It wasn't like this, exactly.
You're forgetting to lisp.
Exactly.
Oh, I still can't move in there. Never mind.
Boy,
There's
that
only,
hole bigger than my mama's pie trap.
there isn't anywhere else to go, so I guess I'll have to turn back.
After, another 8 or 9 minutes, the door eventually opens enough for everybody else to get through. Did I not make this a door? Oh my god, I did.
Yes,
Hang
I
on.
don't think we can move through there.
I forgot to turn this into a door.
I'll, as the door is still going up, I will go over and relay what we saw over there.
Once I can get in. I'd love to have a gander at these machines. There's no, obvious way to get into this observed chamber here.
No obvious way. At the end where you would expect the lift to be, there is wreckage and rubble, but you do see that wreckage and rubble has caused the glass to break and is making like a pile of rocks that you could potentially climb down to get in there.
Oh, lovely.
You also
read
cast by
these papers.
punch by it, or a bunch of papers on the desk.
Real quick, I have to go AFK very, very briefly, maybe like 10 minutes. Jane, can you just hold fetch? He's real sleepy. And you can turn him around.
I come up and give him special
Okay, I'll be right back.
spells.
The first series of notes reads: Our most useful operator is a native Tabaxi woman, subject 158. Subject 158 is an adept natural spellcaster, and has suggested that she received a divine blessing during childbirth, both of which make her an ideal candidate for the conversion of emotional and physical trauma into sympathetic energy. Her sympathetic conversion coefficient is almost 3 times higher than our next best prospect. Subject 158 shares a strong bond with a moderately powerful air elemental. Elementals with a bond to their operator are particularly useful for sympathetic soaking. A locus would be ideal, but the situation is quite satisfactory. Subject 158's sympathetic residue is uncharacteristically peaceful, even under extreme duress. This has promising implications for the use of sympathetic residue as a secondary power source, except that it results in undesirable pacifism drift in automatons. It also bodes well for staff safety.
Oh my god, Drifter had your mama's pacifism and love in him.
That's why he liked
That's what I
her.
freaking told you. I guessed that like 20 episodes ago.
Subject
Quiet, you're sleepy.
Subject 174 is a Wexasassy human woman provided by Tannen. Subject 174 shows moderate prowess in arcane spellcasting, but no natural or divine spellcasting aptitude. Her personality, when not enfeebled by enchantment or memory alteration, is violent and clever. She has no bonds with any suitable sympathetic soaks. Subject 174 does not seem an ideal candidate for operating Machina, but Tannen insists on her inclusion. I suspect ulterior motives, but it's a small price to pay for his research, cooperation, and influence with Wexasassy government.
Okay. I gotta get down in there. Especially since one of these machines seems to be like operating even.
As you step down here, let me first get an athletics check.
Can I grab Jane by the ankle before
Yes.
she goes down there?
If you'd like, yeah.
Okay. I just feel my little kitty teeth bite into your pant leg. And
What?
I really need you alive, and whatever dug that hole is probably still down there.
I think if it was there, it'd be fighting us by now. I gotta go take a look at these machines.
For
Joe,
what?
to see how they work.
What difference does it make?
Because they've achieved what I'm trying to do here. They've achieved time travel. I mean, they're sending. Even you saw the notes. Wait, you didn't see the notes, did you?
No.
They're sending sympathy back in time in small bursts. It's not sending a person back in time years, but it's the foundation. I need to understand how it works.
Yeah, and you just said that what they're doing here is sick.
The math isn't sick. I'm sure there are other ways to apply what they're doing here that don't involve their methods. I need you to let go of my leg, Tex.
Fine, let me go first.
She'll gesture. Free to step ahead if you wish.
I'm gonna try to stay at least like 30 feet ahead and put my head down the hole and just kind of take a look.
First things first, getting down on the pile of rocks, let me get an incredibly easy athletics or acrobatics check from you, Tex. And then Jane, yeah. Easy enough for Jane. Easy enough for Tex. When you reach the bottom, Tex about 20 or 30 feet ahead of Jane, you realize that some of the boulders piled up here are in fact not boulders. They are pallid gray bodies with kind of clammy, almost stone-like skin, leathery surface. And as you accidentally pass by them, unaware that they are anything other than rocks, one of them opens a pair of beady black eyes and stands up. And then so does another, and another, and another. As a handful of twisted, aberrant shapes begin to rise. Each of which is wearing tattered red and teal clothing, very simple across the chest and the waist.
How far do I get when this happens?
Say again?
How far do I get down when this happens?
This is basically right at the bottom of these rocks here.
Okay.
So Jane would still be kind of like halfway up. And they turn to you and let out this ear-piercing shriek, and you watch as one of them begins to form lightning at its fingertips. And this, I think, is where we'll pick up next time.
No.
Terrible news. See,
Terrible
this is
news.
why I said we should go back.
I love it. I wish that Zeke, the human being playing this character, was not an idiot. I understand what was happening here.
I
Jane's
will-
quite excited to understand what is happening here.
I will also, I'm happy to help like decipher all these notes once we get back, because Jane knows more about this than out of character any of us do. It is also worth mentioning there were two directions to go on floor 2. And who's to say if maybe there are more notes up there that explain some more.
Wait, there were 2 ways to go?
The elevator had a hallway leading south and a hallway leading west,
Oh.
and you heard time chamber and immediately kicked in the door and kept going that way.
I thought I walked down that hall and just saw like a dead end.
Aw.
I did too.
But we can deal with that next time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, gang, what a delight.
We finally did it. We got to play after like a month.
See you in another month when we get to play again.
Yeah.
Oh, it should just be
Say
2
buzz
weeks,
to you
I think.
guys tomorrow.
Oh my god, I have to get bones ready. I gotta prep for bones.
I got to practice my voice.
I gotta decide if I'm doing one. I have like
Same.
I have literally hours to decide if I'm committing to a voice for bones.
Guys, I told you about this campaign 11 calendar months ago.
I've been mulling it
doing other
over.
shit for you.
I don't want to sound.
I'm just fucking with you
I
guys.
don't want to sound racist on accident.
Joke's on you. I'm preparing a bunch of accents that are going to sound definitely racist on accident.
Intent matters as long as it's not done to mock or ridicule.
Right.
I don't think a skill issue can be construed as racist.
I'm explicitly doing it to mock the Italian.
Well, you can't be racist against Italians.
That's a real fact.
Sorry,
I'm
Ani.
1% Italian. I can say that.
And if that's not a real fact, then we're going to get canceled when we start Spirit and Salt.
Boy, oh boy. I can't.
But I
wait.
am
I'm so
going to blame
excited.
Sochi for it.
Yeah, it's probably his fault. I can't wait.
Same.
Same.
Alright, gang. I'm gonna-
Do I take lightning bolt because I can't let them up to outdo me in the lightning department, or do I take a different spell, sort of different?
Oh no, you're fine. It came from the story, which we told.
I said like right as you're
Eastward of Eden, where the clouds meet the dirt, we left our poor mother and seeded the earth. Gates, they were shuttered, the latches were locked. Oh, eastward of Eden, where men become gods. Though our people, we toiled as one, the fruits of our labors thrived under the sun. Our children, they spread to outnumber the stars. So eastward of Eden, where day turns to dark. Watered our forests with fire and flood, and fed our own egos with our brothers' blood. We starved every ocean till they ate up our shores. Oh, eastward of Eden, where we always want more. Our towers, they rose up and set with the sun. Our servants, they burned us with fiery tongue. We run our wings of metal, surprised when we fell. Eastward of Eden, where heavens are hell. Leave it all, leave it all, leave it all behind. Leave it all, leave it all, leave it all behind. Leave it all, leave it all, leave it all behind. Leave it all, leave it all, leave it all Eastward of Eden, where the dust meets the dirt, we murdered our mother and strangled the earth. Forgive us, oh mama, whose face we forgot. Oh, eastward of Eden, where men become gods. Eastward of Eden, where men become